Shawn Andy today. Shawn is moving and grooving and doing his thing.
Yep.
Shawn is moving and grooving and doing his thing. Mr. Porter is somewhere around here. Matt, where's Shawn Porter at?
He's working the fight, man. He big timed us.
Yeah.
But you guys are stuck with us for that.
So they called us off the bench to bring you guys live and direct. HANEY, Garcia. If you don't already know, I'm going to be reading some of the comments off the YouTube. I'm going to have my phone out. Feel free to ask me questions, me or Matt with 2 T's, my host.
Antt.
You know, shout outs to Antt, shout outs to Carson. We're really digging deep off the bench here for the PorterWay Podcast, but we're going to make it happen. And yeah, so we're here, HANEY Garcia. As we know already, this is just a ceremonial weigh-in.
Yep.
Ryan, he came over 3 pounds. He's bragging about it on Twitter right now.
I know, 3.2 pounds is a lot. A lot of people are saying that's not much weight, but at a title fight with the belt on the line, 3.2 pounds is a lot. Ryan just doesn't care anymore. It's going to be an interesting night tomorrow.
Ryan said he has the weight advantage. He doesn't care. It's only 3 pounds. And he says that he feels great. And he kind of owned up to it on Twitter a little bit. But what do you think that says about Ryan Garcia? As a person, as a fighter?
I think it's a lot of mind games. I think he's basically saying the rules don't apply to me. I'm the draw. I'm selling all the tickets. I'm going to do what I want. You got to feel for Devin Haney, though. He came in professional, made weight. Those last pounds are the hardest to get off, so you got to think that there's got to be some mind games at least impacting Devin a little bit, but he's a professional. I'm sure he's zeroed in on winning on Saturday night.
Now, we saw them have a handshake bet yesterday. Are they going to honor that handshake? Is it going to be 1.5 million, or do you think there was something in the contract that maybe contractually Ryan Garcia is going to have to pay some dividends back to Devin Haney for those pounds missed?
I think every fight has a contractual weight, and there should be repercussions no matter what. But I don't think it's going to be 500,000 like they shook on it. And we saw Ryan's dad and his coach say no. So you got to think that maybe they knew beforehand.
So you think that Henry and Derek James were already like, okay, our guy's a little bit heavy.
He might have been at like 145, 147 during that time, and they were like, he's not making weight. So 500,000. Derek James's check, his dad's check might have gotten impacted. So I don't blame him. I don't blame him.
Somebody's 10% is getting deducted a little bit.
I was just surprised why was Ryan so willing to shake on that bet if maybe he kind of knew he wasn't going to make weight.
I mean, he made so much money with that Tank fight, right? I guess he got a couple millions to spare, right?
Yeah, I feel like Ryan feels like he was done so wrong in that Tank fight with the rehydration clause, the catch weight, that he's like, I don't care anymore. I'm coming in strong. He's going to do everything he can to make sure he wins this fight, even if that involves going overweight.
That's true. So, being that he's overweight, coming in overweight, does that give him any advantage whatsoever against a master boxer like Devin Haney?
I think it's more so, and I think you would agree that it's only physical strength that's going to help. You know, it could help with that left hook. Maybe it's coming in more with more of a crack to it, but it's not going to help his IQ. I think you can't fix those old habits. I think Devin might just be on another level right now, and I think tomorrow we'll see that truth come out, and Devin's skills will pay the bills.
Are you expecting or predicting any knockdowns, knockouts? What's Matt's bet? Matt with 2 T's. Like, give me some insight. Give me some predictions. Because Shawn never gives us any predictions.
Yeah, I'll give you a
So
prediction.
that's what you're getting here with Kid Hyphen and Matt with 2 T's.
I don't have a reputation like Shawn does, so I'll give it to you guys.
There you go.
The way you want it, but I do think it should go to a decision, but I think Devin should win. I've been saying Devin needs a knockout to make a statement, but if he can drop Ryan or hurt him, that would be ideal for Devin if he can't get the stoppage. But I do think that Ryan Garcia has the potential to drop him. We talked about this yesterday. I see Ryan maybe dropping Devin.
Wow. You saw, wait. Prop bet out there. Yeah. Ryan Garcia getting a knockdown on Devin Haney.
Potentially scoring a knockdown, buzzing him, but I still think Devin may come out with the decision.
Does Devin knock down Ryan? Is it back and forth? Is it like a slugfest? And what does this say, not to pull out the triangle theories, what is, looking into the future, depending on the outcome of this fight, does it have to be a masterclass from Devin Haney in order for him to be converging with Gervonta Davis, or does a bad performance or a competitive performance make Gervonta Davis look that much better?
I mean, inevitably, people are going to compare this performance to Devin's, and there's going to be negative sides, credit taken away, the same way that they took away credit from Tank's win because of the rehydration clause, the catch weight. And today, I think tomorrow they're going to say stuff about if Devin gets the job done like we expect, they're going to take credit away from him, saying that Ryan was all over the place with all the antics. But I still think that Devin deserves his credit at the end of the day. But a stoppage would for sure be ideal.
Has Ryan kind of set himself up with a nice little landing pad where I was crazy, I wasn't my best self, etc., so it doesn't really matter?
I would say, yeah, he's built in a lot of excuses right now. I feel like even if Ryan has, if he loses like we expect him to, there's not a lot of weight on it because of all the antics, everyone questioning the condition of his mental health. So there are a lot of questions about how much credit Devin would get in a win. But hey, I think real boxers know that on fight night, getting in that ring, all the preparation Devin's done up to this point will show, and he deserves credit for it.
Now, yesterday we had Bill Haney give Ryan Garcia Psychology for Dummies. He brought out La Raza. He brought out the Mexican flag. He was the Don King, the American flags.
Yep.
What can we expect, or what do you predict from the ceremonial weigh-in, antics-wise? These guys gonna push each other? Are we gonna have a face-off? What's gonna happen?
A strong feeling that we may not get this face-off, that these guys will be separated just so that they protect the investment. I think that's all important. I don't think anybody wants their money messed up because of a weigh-in. This is their last chance to really promote the fight, so I think they should be professional, but a little shove wouldn't surprise me at all.
I mean, does this fight need that? As we've heard rumors all around social media, Barclays Center, ticket sales, price reductions, etc. Are they looking for every social media clip possible, whether it's a push, a slap, whatever it can be, to build hype for this fight, to get the fans out? Because right now, we got, just to paint a picture, we got fans open. It's an open weigh-in. The fans are here live with us. The music is blasting. We got all kinds of boxing media with us. But how important is it for them to get clip-worthy stuff like that at the actual weigh-in, the ceremonial weigh-in?
I think Ryan Garcia has done the most he could to promote this fight. At this point, if you're not tuning in, you're basically missing potentially history. Everybody thinks he's crazy, going out of his mind, but he's locked in. He wants to take Devin Haney's head off. Came in 3 pounds overweight. You can't help but think that he's feeling extra confident now, but I do think that we will get a clip, and all the media here, they're waiting to pounce on it. We're all ready to write a story, but Saturday night's going to be exciting regardless.
So we're potentially looking at possibly 2 middleweights in the ring on Saturday night. What do you expect Devin Haney to rehydrate to, and what do you expect Ryan Garcia to rehydrate to?
I think health, in terms of health, the best way to rehydrate isn't to gain 30 pounds to the point where you're sluggish. I don't think Devin will do that. He
doesn't get past 160.
I do think so. Okay. I do think so.
So he comes in the beyond 160?
Yeah.
Wow, okay. How about Ryan?
Ryan weighing at 43 right now. I mean, he might have been at 43 yesterday, so we don't know. But if I had to guess, he'll probably come in around like 160. Devin will probably be the heavier if I had to guess. But, you know, Devin's itching to rehydrate right now. I think Ryan's a little bit more lenient with the diet and everything like that. So we'll see what happens.
Social media, a lot of people were, you know, the whispers were there, the pictures from Gleason's gym, although they were like a little bit edited, the Devin Haney looked a little bit drained. You being somebody who's here, and we've seen Devin in real life this whole week, did he look drained to you at all?
I won't say he's looked the worst that I've ever seen him. Like Cambosis was horrible. That was the worst I'd ever seen Devin.
He was like a skeleton for that.
Yeah, but I watched a lot of the interviews, got to hear Devin speak, and he did sound a little bit weak in the voice, I will say. But he always comes in shape. He'll be in shape. It's just a matter of, you know, is he rehydrating properly and to his best extent? Is he ready to go to 47 after this one? We'll see.
Now, if you can pan the camera, we do got Showtime Shawn Porter in the background, just a little bit, right there, right behind us. There is a Showtime Shawn Porter cameo right there. There's the man, Showtime Shawn P. It is the PorterWay, technically. We almost have a guest. We have a guest. So, This is a podcast. It's called the PorterWay Podcast. I don't know if you're familiar with it. Have you seen it?
Absolutely. No.
Are you subscribed?
I own and operate. Okay?
You own and operate?
Yeah. So when you say subscribe, yeah.
Nice to meet you, sir.
No. It's nice to meet you. I don't get a microphone?
He's working today. Do you have a mic?
Here, yeah, you're our guest today. You're our guest today. You're our guest today. Ryan Garcia, we need to hear from the man himself, Shawn Porter. Ryan Garcia came in over 3 pounds. What does that mean as a fighter? Is he looking for an advantage? Was he just lazy? What does that mean?
Let me clear the air with that one right there. On stage, they were saying yesterday, Devin was saying 500 a pound, 500 a pound. That's what was said on stage. So now everybody's saying, oh, he had to pay 1.5. No, he ain't have to pay no 1.5. They're going to still go by the structure of New York, not what was said on stage. So I heard a lot of people tripping about how much money he missing from his purse on fight night, all that kind of stuff. All that being said, though, man, it's almost like, did you care? Did you really not put in this work? You know what I mean? So he looked really bad. I seen the picture. I mean, he looked really bad. So, man, it's real, man. It's real.
You knowing the business of boxing, in a contract for your former fights, what's the average per half a pound, per pound that you are deducted?
I'll tell you what I'm used to. I'm used to, like, on a grand scale, I'm used to 100. I'm not used to no 500. So,
okay.
You know what I mean?
100,000 per pound.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I can't see 500, man. I really do realistically see 100 though.
Okay, so like
but it's still
K-ish?
tough though. But yeah, but that's still tough though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So those are, that's the business.
Does it give an advantage to anybody to come in overweight? I mean, Floyd did it back in the day with Marquez.
That would be the
Plus, for Ryan, if he didn't stretch his body to lose the last 2 or 3 or whatever it was, imagine how strong he's gonna be on fight night. You know what I mean? Opposed to a Devin who, from what I know, ain't no stress at all with him making weight. That's uncommon with fighters. A lot of fighters stress. Like, let's keep it real. Even I was stressing, you know what I mean? But I think Devin did it right. So at the end of the day, he shouldn't have a problem on fight night either. But if you didn't stress yourself, if you ain't squeezed that lemon, whatever you didn't squeeze out, you already got. Opposed to squeezing a lemon and having to put something back in it.
All right, Big Dog, before we get you out of here, Big Dog, let me ask you this. What do you expect the fighters to be in the ring?
On fight night, both of them will be over 150 easy. Both guys will be over 150 easy on fight night. I can see Ryan being 55. I can even see Haney being 52, 53, upwards to 55.
They're both coming in over 160.
Ooh, that's 20 pounds.
Because you have to think, Ryan Garcia, he could have been around 45 yesterday. So if he wants to really rehydrate, we don't know what he was at yesterday.
The typical rehydration is about 15 pounds.
Oh, there's so in every fight.
No, it's just the typical.
Okay.
Most fighters, if you lose the weight right, means you don't put on a tremendous amount at one point in time too. So I think they both gained about 15.
Do you think because Devin had to squeeze out those extra pounds, you know that the last pounds are the hardest to take off? So like in some way, Devin had to do that, but Ryan didn't. Does that play a factor in it all?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like
at the end of the day, if Devin squeezed the whole lemon, you know what I mean, and Ryan didn't squeeze the whole lemon, you gotta imagine, he's got a little bit. He could be. Again, if taking it off, if he ain't taking it off right, that means number one, he putting it all wrong, and it also means he probably left something in the gym, left something out. You know what I mean? So.
Showtime, I gotta get your opinion on this. Back in your day, it was almost a humiliation ritual. You had to weigh in real time.
Yeah.
In real time. Maybe put a towel over you. You couldn't rehydrate. This is a ceremonial way. Is that good for boxing? Is that more of the UFC styling? How do you feel about these guys are coming out here fresh?
Yeah.
Before you were like you're shredded six pack. You're angry on stage. You're drinking your Pedialyte. How do you feel about that?
I know we got Matt with 2 T's here. I've talked to Antt with 2 T's quite a few times about it, and he's like, yo, that's so messed up. I've actually heard people say, man, I want to see a fighter struggling on weigh-in day.
Yeah, I mean,
I want to see the real fighter on weigh-in day. You know what I mean? I'm like, damn, like, I would have took it either way. You know what I mean? If I had to weigh in earlier.
Got it over with, I would have preferred that. I didn't have it that way. It is what it is. What would I like to? I think it's best let these fighters weigh in a little sooner, start getting rehydrated. However, I gotta say, once upon a time, when y'all want to compare fighters of this generation opposed to the previous generations, once upon a time, you had to fight, you had to weigh in on the same day as the fight.
Yeah, now you're going way back.
You know what I mean? So,
but is there incentive, right? If you're making a weigh-in for the media, for the public, I've been to a ton of your weigh-ins, you know, where you're bringing out the towel, you're getting down to your draws, everything, and you have to make weight in front of everyone, or you miss weight. Was that ever an incentive, making weight, knowing that you're doing that publicly in front of everyone? Ryan got to do it behind closed door. I missed 3 pounds. Who really cares? Dan Rayfield's gonna report about it. They're gonna tweet about it. But
y'all don't get the real reaction.
Yeah, you don't. The media is not there.
I got on the scale.
Exactly.
The scale was off, and it's like I heard all these. I heard all these gas and shit. You know what I mean? Like y'all aren't getting the authentic, real stuff. You know what I mean? Nonetheless, to see the people still come out understanding that they're not getting the real, but still be here and support it, I'm good with that. I'm good with that.
How do you feel about the arena? Obviously, we have a minimized capacity, but we still have a lot of fans here. What are you reading from the crowd? How are they looking?
I know people keep talking about the ticket sales. The fight's gonna sell. It's gonna be a good night. It's Brooklyn. The energy gonna be electric. To see everybody come out right now and just be sitting here waiting on it, that's love, man. That's what I miss. When everybody asks me if I miss boxing, no. But it's definitely certain aspects of this bad boy that
Back in that Barclays Center, you were here with what, Keith, Danny. You got some Barclays story and
Good stuff, man. It was good stuff, man. But it's past me, man.
Are you expecting a pro Ryan crowd or a pro Devin crowd?
Or, excuse me, pro Devin.
Pro Devin? Really? So the ladies ain't coming out tonight?
I think everybody's fed up with it.
Okay.
I think everybody's fed up with it. This is the thing that we know about boxing, right? So listen, the ring will tell the truth, right?
We came to Brooklyn because Brooklyn will tell the truth. We're going to find out whether or not Brooklyn is fed up with everything that Ryan has done. You know what I mean?
I got to tell you, the MC asked the crowd, and she goes, "Who's here for Ryan Garcia?" The crowd went insane. They said, "Who's here for Devin Haney?" Crickets. So you got to say...
Why'd you set me up?
No, I'm just saying.
You set me up?
I seen it with my own eyes.
To Matt with 2 teeth,
I
so he
seen
can
it.
just,
I seen it with my own eyes.
PorterWay.
I was surprised, too. I said, maybe Devin's going to get some love in Brooklyn. Crickets, absolute crickets.
What time was it when she did that?
About 20 minutes ago.
So you heard that 20 minutes ago, and y'all both got the audacity.
I didn't really set it up. You know, Matt with 2 teeth, he took it upon himself to tell you.
I was shocked.
The reaction.
I appreciate you guys for always tuning in to the PorterWay Podcast. The Zone got me working today. My 2 guys right here, they holding it down for me. Andy and Matt with 2 T's. I appreciate y'all, man. Enjoy it. More of this, man. I love it, man. I love y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. Enjoy this, man. Thank y'all.
Way, guys, starting at 2 o'clock. We'll see what happens. Ryan Garcia, I don't expect him to come.
Show us the fans at the weigh-in. A lot of money to lose.
So as far as now, no fight till he makes the weight. No, I believe the fight's going to go down either way. It's just there are going to be repercussions financially for Ryan Garcia. He's going to have to pay per pound. I'm not sure exactly how much.
We did get a super chat from Robin Soto. He said, "What's good, champ? I imagine that was for Shawn Porter.
Yeah.
What's your prediction for this fight, and do you see Devin fighting Pitbull Cruz?" I guess we can answer that.
Yeah, I'm sorry you wasted your money on us, $5, but it'll go to Shawn.
We'll give you the best,
Yeah.
like $20 worth of insight from Andy and Matt.
That's funny.
But Robin, so I don't believe that Devin is necessarily looking at Pitbull per se. I think he's looking more at the money fights, possibly a unification with Tio,
That's
somebody who can bring in that audience with him.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that style matchup, in a lot of boxing fans' eyes, does favor Devin Haney. So, and Pitbull does have a legitimate belt. So that is a belt that's up for grabs that does give you more, a lot more to wager with when you're in the negotiations moving forward. What do you think?
I will say that Devin, I think he came to Brooklyn for a reason, to set up that big Tio fight. He's in his city. We'll see. Maybe Tio pulls up tomorrow night. He's in the crowd, you know, heckling, whatever the case may be. But in terms of Pitbull Cruz, I think the fans would like that fight. I just think stylistically, Devin would pick him apart. I think there are levels. Pitbull Cruz isn't an easy fight. It takes skills to beat him. That's why what we saw with Rolly, it wasn't like he thought. And I think it takes a guy like Devin, a guy like Shakur or Tank to really show that Isaac Cruz is elite, but not on their level.
Who are you expecting to be ringside for this? Obviously, you know, when it was Ryan and Tank, the stars are coming out. This isn't Vegas, it's New York. It's a big deal for the Barclays Center.
Yeah.
Who can we expect ringside, even from notable champions? Is Tank going to be in attendance? Can we expect a Gervonta Davis appearance?
We never see Tank at other people's fights, man.
Okay.
That's just how he rolls. He's like, I'm the draw. I don't care who's doing what. I'll hop on Twitter after, but I won't be at the fight. I think potentially we could see maybe Terrence Crawford. I think that'd be a big name.
Whoa, okay.
You know, we're not.
You think TC would just be here just as a fan, or?
I feel like we saw that video of him wrestling at Gleason's gym not too long ago.
Okay.
Who knows? He's creeping around the area, and he
is
pull
friends
up.
to the PorterWay Podcast as well.
Yep. Shout out Bud Crawford, another.
Which we are having a barbershop episode later on
Yes,
today
sir. Yes,
at
sir.
6 p.m. Tune in, PorterWay
Let me shout
Podcast.
out-
We will be live at a barbershop at 6 p.m. Hopefully we have some great guests. Come by, drop the address on them.
So we got Classic Cuts Barbershop, 6 p.m., 1135 Street, John's Place, Brooklyn, New York. So we're going to chop it up, talk about tomorrow night. Shawn will definitely be there, and come by if you want to meet Shawn. Hang out with us for a bit. It's going to be a good time. We'll talk about tomorrow's fight, get Shawn's opinions on it, and maybe even get your opinions on it. So
and you can even get a haircut while you at it, you know?
Hey.
I mean, look, man, boxing is truly the last frontier where you get to be in arm's reach of your favorite athletes.
True.
I mean, we've had at previous barbershop episodes, we've had Gary Russell Jr., Saddam Ali. I mean, we've had like a who's who of like,
Barack.
Yeah, Ak and Barack. You know, there's media personalities, there's professional fighters. That's how you met Shawn.
That is.
The reason you're here
I
right
would
now
not
on
be here.
stage is because you decided to come to a barbershop episode one time.
That's true. I hit up Antt, shout out Antt, and they gave me this opportunity. Shawn was kind enough to have me on the show, and now these are my guys. You know, every time they're in town, I got to pull up and support the podcast. So, you know, show up. Who knows? You might be on the show.
Support the podcast. You literally went from being a kid in the barbershop chair to now you're being on stage as a member. Show them as a member of the media.
Yep.
And you're here.
Yeah, it's
all
crazy.
from a barbershop episode. Shout out to Shawn Porter, man, giving out opportunities.
Yeah, for real. I'm so grateful to Shawn and Antt for just giving me the platform. They've been so great. You know, you don't have to give anyone anything. You're not owed anything in this life. So shout out to them for always giving me opportunities and putting me in the position to
Absolutely.
succeed. I appreciate you guys.
Same with me, man. I met Shawn back in 2015.
Yep, you guys
garnered
go
a
way
friendship
back.
with him. You know, we both like bonded on like kind of like the nerdy aspects of where we would go to see the Marvel movies and stuff like that. And the PorterWay Podcast is truly a family. Everybody.
Exactly.
Shawn Porter, Antt, Carson, Sean Zattel, DDA, Dane, yourself, Matt, myself. You know, it's really a great place to be a part of. either being behind the scenes or in front of the camera.
Yep.
No matter what your role is, we got last minute, we got a group text message. Hey guys, I'm doing the broadcast for DAZN.
Yep.
Can you step in? And it just is what it is, right?
Yeah, we took the opportunity because, you know, everything Shawn's done for both of us, we can't, you know, turn down an opportunity to help him out. So Shawn's doing his thing.
The show must go on.
Yeah, we got to hold it down for him in the meantime. But yeah, no Antt either. Shout out to Antt. You know, it's not the same in Brooklyn without you.
It's definitely not the same. You know, I was born wet, baby. That's an Antt quote. No Diddy.
That.
You know, it's an Antt quote. But, you know, when we go on with Antt, we usually do the NYC tour.
Yep.
It's me, Antt, DDA. We do Chinatown because I'm the native New Yorker. So we do Chinatown. We do Harlem. I take him to get the chopped cheese. We go to all the classic spots. We get, you know, your favorite pizza place, everything. And we keep it real, authentic New York. And it's always a great time when the PorterWay Podcast comes to my side of the coast.
Yep, I can't. Dude, every time we go for a meal, we break bread, we have a good time. We talk boxing, we talk everything except boxing sometimes. So it's just it's a friendship at the end of the day. I got to go to Vegas and check them out in person because I haven't gotten to see the studio yet. But
we got a $2 super chat. Ryan continues to sail the fight. He'll make 140. That's more of a statement than a question, but we appreciate your $2, sir. Carlos Diaz, shout out to you. And I'm going to be checking the super chats if you want to send them in. I'm going to be reading some comments. Matt, feel free to go off. If something interesting comes along my timeline, I'll let you know.
Yeah, you said Ryan will make 140. I just don't know. I heard something about
he definitely hasn't, but we appreciate the sentiment.
Yeah,
he certainly did not make 140.
I think maybe you misunderstood the fact that, like, the ceremonial weigh-in isn't the real weigh-in. That's more so for the fans to promote the fight. The real weigh-in already went down. Ryan weighed in 3.2 pounds over for a title fight, so he will no longer be in contention for that belt. But it is what it is. Hey, I know us fans, we just want to see a good fight. You know, if he doesn't want the belt, Ryan's made it clear that, you know, the belts don't mean as much to him as, you know, they do for other people. So, hey.
And we are moments away, literally 1 minute, 1:59. It's going down.
Yep.
The ceremonial weigh-in is this close to beginning. Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, Kid Hyphen, Matt, the PorterWay Podcast. It feels like a moment, baby. It feels like a moment. We're on stage, blessed to be here. It's a moment in history, and it's just a really great energy. I really want to paint the picture. The vibes are immaculate. Exactly. We're in tune. We got that telepathic, you know, podcast in tuneness right here. You know, faces in the crowd. Do we have any faces in the crowd? You know, lots of media. Shawn Porter's doing his thing with DAZN. The fighters are going to be heading towards the stage soon, and we should have more for you. Continue to send in super chats. I'm going to check some of these comments and answer any of your questions.
Yeah, thanks for the super chats, though. We appreciate those. You guys have all of our attention. We're answering all and every question we get. Give us something, whatever you guys want to hear about.
Yeah, I was doing my Shawn Porter impression earlier. They said he sounded exactly like Shawn. I was like, "What up, big dog? How you doing, big dog? Gonna have you on the show for?" You know, that's the OG. That's that Shawn big dog. You know, you got to give the big dog. That's what Shawn. When he ain't know my name, it was just, "What up, big dog? How you doing, big dog? You all right?"
Exactly. We got Sean Zattel over there doing his thing.
Sean Z, who just started his own channel.
Yeah,
Sean Zattel, which is just his name. It's
I was on the live yesterday. DDA, you were there for the live, for Sean's live. It's good stuff always. Hey, Sean, say what's up.
Jump in. We got Sean Z, an actual member of the PorterWay Podcast, somebody who's been at the round table. Can you give us a little bit of insight? What do you think about Ryan Garcia, overweight, 3 pounds? What does that say?
I think it leans more towards this right here.
And we won't keep you too long because we know that you have a new thriving channel called
Shawn Zattel, yes. Yeah. So I think, and by the way, he's giving me all these props. Andy could actually kick my ass because he still actually trains in the boxing gym. He's in shape, and so thank you for being so nice about it. But no, I think it leans more towards, you know, me and the guys, shout out to Dane, having this great discussion of how much of this is calculated by Ryan and how much is this a young man going through so much turmoil that he's doing impulsive things, he's doing things that are detrimental to himself and to his chances of winning this fight. And I felt like by him coming in 3.2 pounds over, especially after impulsively agreeing to pay $500,000 a pound, that tips his hands to let us know it's not all an act, it's not all calculated. Some of this has gone off the rails. I mean, I know he's going to probably make $10 million, but you don't want to just fork over $1.5 million.
Ryan tweeted, "It's 3 pounds, it's nothing. I feel good." I feel like he's really being apathetic towards it. Does that speak on anything, or is he just covering up for himself? Also, your opinion, how do you feel? Me and you have been in the media for a long time, 2015-ish, you even before that. Weigh-ins, they weren't ceremonial once upon a time. Right. You would see the guys weigh in real time. How do you feel about that?
Well, no one has a better rant on it than Paulie Malignaggi a couple of years ago, where he talks about, you know, we've gone from the weigh-in being around this time, 2:30, to now it's in the morning, and guys are getting able to rehydrate not 10, 15 pounds these days, but now 20. And Josh Clottey, we remember he rehydrated 23 pounds back in the day, so it's not like it's just happening now, but it's become that much easier to weigh in as a super lightweight Friday morning and then be a super middleweight on fight night. And, you know, you hear Javante complaining about that and stuff, you know, but right. Yep. But hey, you know, hey, we want to see the fight.
So I was on the live yesterday. I'm a big fan of yours. Sean's doing his thing.
Thanks, brother.
He went live yesterday. He talked about something that I always think about, you know, the inevitable comparison that's going to come from this fight from Devin Haney. We're all thinking he's going to win. And then you talked about the comparison that they're going to make to Tank inevitably.
In and out the ring.
Yeah, exactly. So what do you think about, you know, now that we know that Ryan's missed weight, does that change your input on what the outcome of this fight will be at all, or are you still, you know, sticking?
No, it reaffirms my original feelings on the fight, which is, you know, shout out to True School. He thinks a disqualification is in play, which, I mean, forgive me for taking Ryan Garcia at his face value, for believing him when he speaks, when he says, "I'll break both arms." His last quote at the presser yesterday, before he got off the mic, was, "I'm going to break his neck." So let's get this straight. Break 2 shoulders, bite both ears, break his neck. He's not going to do all that, but he might do something. Yeah. And it's been a minute since we had a Zab Judah Floyd Mayweather in-ring brawl. Tyson Holyfield 2.
Oh, you're predicting something big like that, baby, huh?
I think Devin's going to win the fight with his right hand. I think the fight ends with Devin Haney's right hand. That's what I do think. But I'm just saying. Stoppage. Yes.
Wow, okay. What makes second half of the fight go to stoppage as opposed to, you know, everyone talks about the power of Devin Haney. We haven't seen it. You know, 5 performances without a knockout. What are you seeing that maybe everybody else is missing?
His right hand against Regis Prograis was significantly heavier ringside. I haven't heard it before. Before I'd seen him land that straight right hand, and it didn't have that thud that I heard in San Francisco, right? And he probably could have got Prograis out of it if he stepped on the gas, trying to put this combination together. If he did this, that, you know, right? Ryan, his problem is, outside of the high guard that Derek's teaching him, and outside of that hook keeping me wary of opening up, he doesn't have great defense. His upper body movement isn't really there. So I think as the fight goes on and Devin finds his range more and more, it's going to just be very hard for him to get out of the way with the right hand.
Has Ryan created a sort of landing pattern where he's done all these antics, he's got mental, overweight, etc. Can he go forward and still create big fights, even in master class laws, because he wasn't his best self? And is this a lose-lose that Devin Haney, because if he does put on a master class performance, does it really give what was it, that's Ryan Garcia, was it Ryan Garcia, the Javante Davis? Is that what the fans are going to be talking about?
I think ultimately it's just going to be who did it better. At the box office, that's going to be Tank. Who did it better in the ring, we'll find out Saturday. I think the 2 fan bases, the excuses will nullify each other. If you're a Tank fan, we got him when he was undefeated. You got him mentally not right heading into the fight. Our guy knocked him out before you got his leftovers. If you're a Haney supporter, you say, our guy fought him when he was actually strong and not dehydrated. He may have mentally not been as sharp and his O was gone, but we fought a fully strong.
I mean, he didn't even get down to 140. He's like, we're fighting a welterweight Ryan Garcia, you know? So I think they'll cancel each other out, and it'll basically just come down to who did it better. And Devin doesn't necessarily need to get it done in the same amount of rounds, as fewer rounds as Tank did. if he's styling on them and putting together highlight reel after highlight reel every round, picking them apart, putting beautiful punches together, he could equal Tank without getting it done in 7. You know,
if you
but
go back into your mindscape, into your boxing encyclopedia, when has it favored, and is it more favorable ever in just the history of boxing to come in overweight purposely? You know, it comes to mind Mayweather Marquez. You know, times like that. But that's
Scott Quigg against Valdez.
There you go.
And he broke his jaw and probably gave Valdez more hell than he would have if he got down to 26.
People might bring up Daniel Jacobs not doing the IBF rehydration for Triple G, and willfully losing that belt to have the extra weight
and
advantage.
He looked huge. He was a lot bigger than Golovkin in that fight and almost beat him. So if he was in a better mental, but here's the thing, like, Jacobs relinquished the title, right? You talked about apathy earlier.
Yes.
This kid's never won a world title. He's fighting, as much as they continue to dilute themselves, he's fighting for the most prestigious belt in the sport. He's fighting for the WBC, and he just effed it off, man. He doesn't care. And I know that's a new school sentiment in boxing, that the belts are becoming increasingly worthless, and if you're a star, you're a star. There's a lot of guys with belts, there's only a few stars.
That's very true.
But he's a young man who's never won a world title before. Forget the showman, the fighter in him, that's not a good sign. You should want to become world champion. That's what all these kids dream about when they're little. And for him to let that goal go to the wayside before he's even ever accomplished it, and to try to convince himself, it's because I don't really care. Or is it that you don't really care, or you weren't disciplined enough to make the weight for this title fight? So, or you just rationalizing it with yourself by saying, it doesn't matter, I'm a star, I don't need, no, it's not that you didn't want to make weight, you couldn't make weight. You know what I mean? And
I asked Shawn this, but I want to get your opinion. Devin obviously had to make the weight, and you talked about it on your live, like, interviewing Devin, you could kind of hear a sense of weakness in the voice. I will say, you know, they say the last pounds are the hardest to lose. Do you, as someone who sees Devin winning, do you give that any concern at all? The fact that we heard Devin sounding a little weak, but he had to make weight. Ryan just did whatever he wanted, it seems like. Do you pay any mind to that at all?
Not so much for this fight. I'm concerned. It's more of an issue going forward because he wants to be undisputed. And you already sound weak in your second fight.
And they've been talking about the move to 47, right?
A lot. And it's because, you know, this is a pit stop weight class, right? Floyd was here for what, 2 or 3 fights? Brucelis, Corley, Gotti, gone. You know, this is an Oscar. He fought Chavez. I think he maybe had like one more fight at 140, gone. So this is a transition weight class, and the reason is this weight class didn't originally exist back in the day. It was just 135 to 147. So that 5 pounds is huge in boxing, but maybe it's already running its course quicker than, you know, Haney at all.
So can we expect?
Let's let him
Can
do
we
his
expect these guys at welterweight in their next fight?
I don't think I think Devin's going to stick around. I think he wants more hardware.
1 or 2, maybe.
I think Devin wants more hardware. Ryan will.
Okay. Thanks, Shawn.
Give him where to find you at.
And if Ryan gets, and if he's culture jamming and his trolling is great, and I'm wrong, and he knocks Devin out in the second round, and he's crazy like a fox, all the credit to him. You got me. You got me. You know.
Will you be going live tonight?
Yes.
Okay.
I will. Yes.
Shawn
Zattel, the YouTube channel.
All right.
We appreciate it, Shawn.
Right. Those punches aren't as good as Andy's.
We got the shadow.
I love that. I love that.
Thanks, brother. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. That was my first actual interaction with Shawn. But
for real, really?
Yeah. Because I didn't get, he was doing his thing yesterday. I didn't want to.
World Championship fight on the line, the title.
All right, we
here
got
in
the
New
weigh-in
York.
starting, so maybe we'll cut out, let them do their thing.
We'll cut out soon, and you guys enjoy the weigh-in.
We'll talk to you
check
guys
the comments
after.
while you're doing your thing.
Our first bout will take center ring at 4:35, and then, of course, we'll be live around the world on DAZN at 8 p.m. Eastern. Before we bring up our first fighters to the scale, let's welcome a few of our dignitaries on the stage with me right now. Golden Boy President Eric Gomez. Former World Champion Boxing Hall of Famer, the Executioner, Bernard Hopkins. And World Champion, the Golden Boy, Oscar de la Hoya. All right, let's bring these fighters up to the stage right now. First up, we'll have a 4-round lightweight attraction with Marcus Browse and Sugarcane Jonathan Cañas. These will be our preliminary bouts before we go live around the world. Again, it is on DAZN at 8 p.m. from here inside of Barclays Center, Brooklyn, New York. Marcus Bowes will be first on the scale from Roxborough, North Carolina, to my left. His 8th professional fight. And Julio Time will be calling out the weights for us, a representative of WBA. Here is Marcus Bowes, first on the scale. £140 for Bowes, 140. And his opponent from Santa Ana, California, undefeated, Jonathan Cañas. 137.6. And our thanks to Wild Casino, America's most trusted online casino. Wildcard, let's get wild. Title sponsor of tomorrow night's event here at Barclays Center. Also, OnlyFans, where creators earn, and Everlast, the choice of champions and preeminent leader in boxing since 1910. Marcus Bowes, the 7-fight veteran, comes in official weight 140 pounds out of North Carolina as he takes on the young, undefeated, lightweight rising superstar, Sugarcane Jonathan Cañas at 137.6. Thank you, gentlemen. We will see you at Center Ring tomorrow night here at Barclays Center. We'll send it over to Ariel Helwani for a couple of words with Jonathan Cañas.
Hello, hello. Yes, thank you very much, Joe. I'm here with Johnny Cañas. Johnny, I know you've had some bad luck with some opponents recently falling through. Do you feel confident that this one's going to go through on Saturday now that everything is official?
Oh yeah, you know, it's official. He's faced off of me. We got the weigh-in done, so expect a good show, fireworks. Just expect a great fight.
Massive card, massive platform, massive stage. How do you get it done on Saturday?
I'm going to go in there, do what I do best. I'm just going to walk him down and use my boxing IQ and get him out of there.
Good luck.
Thank you, sir.
Joe, back to you.
Thank you, Ariel. And Jonathan, we look forward to seeing you inside the ring tomorrow night. Let's move on to our next fight, ladies and gentlemen. WBA Intercontinental USA Super Middleweight Championship. A lot of words for that title. Christian Olivas of Baja California, Mexico, and Darius Fulgham of Houston, Texas. We do have a limited number of tickets available tomorrow night. If you are local in the New York area, we encourage you to come on out and catch an exciting night. 11 fights on the card tomorrow evening, and every one of them should be a banger. So come on out and support your local boxers and, of course, the world of boxing as we get down here in Brooklyn tomorrow night. First on the scale from Baja California, the Tijuana native, Christian Olivas. 167.4, 167.4, 167.4, Christian Olivas. His opponent, undefeated, 10-0 with 9 knockouts from Houston, Texas, DFG, Darius Fulgham. And the defending champ comes in at the same weight, 167.4, Darius Fulgham. Cristian Olivas of Baja California, Mexico, 22-10 with 19 knockouts. The heavy-handed super middleweight looking to take that strap tomorrow night from the defending champion, Darius Fulgham from Houston, Texas. Undefeated record on the line, the belt on the line. It happens at Barclays Center tomorrow. Get your tickets and join us here in Brooklyn, New York. Our preliminary bouts will not be streamed, I do not believe, tomorrow, but you can catch all the live action on DAZN at 8 o'clock tomorrow. Be sure to log on to DAZN and subscribe for all of the fights all year long, and of course, pay-per-view action tomorrow night if you cannot join us here in New York. All right, Ariel, take it away.
Star, a big rising star in the world of boxing. You're a very cool guy, but dare I say this little man is a little cooler. Can I ask, who is this guy?
This is my nephew, Jace. He's the coolest guy on the planet. Please put the microphone in his face. He has to say a couple words.
My man, you are the coolest one in Brooklyn right now. You know that, right? Now, what do you think about your uncle? Isn't he incredible?
Yes.
Is he gonna win tomorrow?
Yes.
How's he gonna win?
Let me beat him out.
Knockout?
Yes.
Are you the champ?
Maybe.
One day, one day. What's it like to have this opportunity and this moment with him up here?
Man, it's a blessing, man. I think a big part of my journey is just having my family with me. It means the world to me to go through this ride together. So to have him up here on the stage, I know it's got to be inspiring for him to be in Brooklyn, New York, holding a belt. And so it's everything for me.
Yeah, one day, perhaps in 20 years, he'll be up here weighing in and we'll remember this moment. Absolutely. It's a pleasure to meet you. Good luck to you and the whole team tomorrow.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Joe, back to you.
Thank you, Ariel. And fight fans, that fight will also be streamed. It will be on the Golden Boy YouTube channel. All of our preliminary action will be streamed live on the Golden Boy YouTube channel. So tune in at 4:30 Eastern, 1:30 on the West Coast. And now our final preliminary bout of the action-packed card tomorrow, Vaughn Alexander of St. Louis, Missouri, and world title challenger Sergey Derevyanchenko. And you know, if this card is a prelim, the main card is stacked. Vaughn Alexander from St. Louis, Missouri, 18-10-1. Official record, 11 knockouts to his credit. Three-time world challenger Sergey Derevyanchenko, the technician, also will step on the scale for us. Three-time world challenger out of Brooklyn, New York, by way of Ukraine. Ten-round super middleweight scheduled for this bout. Again, this will be the final preliminary bout before our live worldwide stream on DAZN pay-per-view at 8 p.m. Eastern. All right, tomorrow night, his 30th professional fight. Here is Vaughn Alexander of St. Louis, Missouri. 167.4, Vaughn Alexander. And his opponent, Ukrainian, representing and fighting out of Brooklyn, New York, he is the technician, Sergey Derevyanchenko. 167.4, Derevyanchenko, also 167.4 for the three-time world title challenger. Again, you are looking at our two super middleweights, 10 rounds in this final prelim fight tomorrow night here at Barclays Center. Von Alexander of St. Louis, Missouri, and of course, Brooklyn, A.K.A. Derevianchenko, the technician, putting it on the line tomorrow evening from here at Barclays Center. If you cannot be local, catch this fight on the Golden Boy YouTube channel. All fights will be streamed starting at 4:30 p.m. here on the East Coast. We'll be back in just a moment with the rest of our weigh-in.
Matt,
we back on?
And we're back on. We just got through with some of the weigh-ins. Derevianchenko, man, that's a guy who's had a lot of good fights, man. It's crazy to hear him announced as a 3-time world title challenger. You know, that's somebody who's one of the, like, unspoken, you know,
hidden gems, low-key.
Just gems right there, exactly, perfect word. You know, there's just never got past that threshold. You know, had a great fight with Triple G, fought Daniel Jacobs, fought Munguia. That was a war with Munguia. You know, so I'm looking for Derevianchenko to actually be like a sleeper on this undercard right here. He's definitely someone.
Steal the show, maybe.
Yeah, steal the show possibly. You know? Was there anybody, or are there any fights you're looking forward to on this undercard in particular?
I'll be honest, I'm a little underwhelmed with this undercard, but I mean, there's Arnold.
Yeah, Barbosa.
There's
Scrappy Ramirez.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's fair. And
Scrappy comes to fight. Yep.
The thing was, like, he's very entertaining. He's an entertaining fighter. He works hard. He's got the crew behind him. But I was like, all right, after interviewing him, I was like, I think he's ready to put on a show.
Yeah. I think he got
I'm
that
excited
chip on
to
his
see
shoulder
that
too.
now. Yeah, it gave me another reason to be like, okay, watch out for this one on the undercard. But yeah, Scrappy Ramirez for sure. I'm excited to watch that fight.
Yeah, that was a great interview we got with him yesterday. He got to really break down, you know, the time that he spent with Regis Prograis and everything that he's learned from just, he's only been boxing for 7 years. I mean, that's amazing. A guy who's only been boxing for 7 years on the world stage like this, who's on the undercard of a pay-per-view, and the media is swarming him, etc. And he's really got that chip on his shoulder too. You can sense that he has that thing that he wants to prove people wrong.
Yeah, he even talked about it, being on a big stage, thinking that people aren't going to care about the undercard. He said, you know, I'm down to earn my stripes. I'm ready to, you know, put on a performance on a big stage. So if he's one of those fighters that can steal the show, you know, who knows what could come in the future, because you got to remember, this stage, not everybody gets to be on an undercard like this. This is potentially the biggest fight of the year, just in terms of, you know, the magnitude. Everybody, you know, surrounding Ryan Garcia's antics, everyone wants to see what's going to happen. Hey, if you steal the show, people are going to be watching this one. So,
you know, we spoke to Barbosa yesterday, and he said he didn't necessarily want it in the sense of, you know, being a last-minute replacement to face Haney in that way. But do you think that he was like, okay, Ryan missed it by 3 pounds. I might be called in off the bench to come face Haney?
Oh, for sure, because no matter what, like, maybe people don't know who he is, but if he stepped in as a replacement, win or lose or draw, you're going to get a lot of fans from being on a stage of Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney, or at least, you know, if someone had to pull out, you'd be that guy. They'd be like, who is he? And, you know, people would do research about you. But I think if it's really meant to be, he'll put on a great performance and, you know, work his way up and do it the right way. So
overall, we got like a sleeper in the card. We got Derevianchenko, who could very easily end his fight and knockout. We got Scrappy Ramirez, who comes out swinging, who's got a chip on his shoulder, something to prove. We got Barbosa, who has a chip on his shoulder because, you know, like Shawn told him, he said, hey, I wasn't impressed with your last performance, you know? So he said he didn't take that criticism from Shawn personally. He said, you know what? I heard what Shawn said. I went back to the gym. I worked on all the things I got to work on so I could put on a better performance tomorrow night.
And I think that's true. I feel like nowadays, especially if it comes from a guy like Shawn, if I'm talking bad about you, then come at me, because I'm not a world champion. You got Shawn, a 2-time world champion. If he's telling you, hey, maybe fix this, he's not roasting you. He's not saying it in a demeaning way. He's just saying he'd like to see something in the future. So, I mean, I think they should take it with a grain of rice, a grain of salt, and
a grain of rice and a grain of salt. I like that.
Yeah, I know. So, like, don't get offended. You know, this is a sport of boxing. You know, guys like Shawn are going to tell you how it is, and I think you should just you know, take it on the chin and then do better in the next fight. There's no shame in, you know, another fellow fighter, a legend, and a guy like Shawn Porter, you know,
there's never anything wrong with any constructive criticism in general, especially when you're getting it from somebody who was a 2-time world champion and who fought the absolute best of the best. We can go down, come on, I mean, this guy's resume is ridiculous. You know, Errol Spence, Danny Garcia, Keith Thurman, Terrence Crawford. You could just rattle them off. Kell Brook, you know, in their primes, in their peaks. So if anybody can share their 2 cents about someone's performance not being quite up to par of what they want to see, it's Shawn Porter.
Yeah, imagine a guy who basically, he does everything right inside and outside of the ring, no matter what people say about, you know, losing to Errol Spence or Terrence Crawford. Imagine those names. Imagine those names.
Imagine just being in the ring across from those guys.
Giving them hell.
And everyone's counting you out.
Giving them
and
hell.
You're at a major stage like this, you know? That's what you get when you're tuned into the PorterWay Podcast. Most times, not today. Today you just get me and Matt.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
most of the time you're getting great insight from, you know, my brother, Eric Kelly right there. Eric Kelly, boxing legend right there. My guy, Big Shane, boxing legends right there. So we out here, you know, lots of faces in the crowd. Just saw Eric Kelly. If you don't know Eric Kelly, man, Eric Kelly is, he's a 5-time national champion. For Andre Ward in the amateurs. Go YouTube Eric Kelly. Do your Googles, do your YouTubes, do what you got to do. But a lot of Brooklyn fighters, if you're from New York and you see these fighters and you've been growing up in these gyms, you know who a lot of these guys are.
Guess who just walked in?
Who just walked in?
Boots Ennis.
Jerron Boots Ennis is here.
He's here to check it out, check the vibes.
Where's Boots at?
He just walked in. He has to go through security first. But I see him with the glasses. He's looking clean.
Do we got to keep Boots and Shawn apart, or are they good now?
Hey, no, it's okay.
It's all good?
Yeah, I mean, you can't really see him from here, but I see him right now because people are surrounding him. But, you know, another big fight. People are talking about that potential fight with Devin Haney. Boots said that he's willing to go down to 40 to make a big fight happen. You're talking about
Jerron Boots said he's going down.
He said there's also a chance that he goes down to 40 instead of 54. So I was like, damn, if you're willing to do that, Devin Haney's not out of the question.
I really see 2 paths for Boots Ennis, Jerron Boots Ennis, which is one of my favorite fighters in boxing. I mean, if he's not one of your favorite, just aesthetically, stylistically, I mean,
he's got to be up there.
The
for
things
one of the
that he can do are ridiculous, you know. But should he stay at 147 and wait for the 140-pounders to come meet him, dominate, gather all the belts from guys like Stanionis, etc., and get all those vacant titles that Terrence Crawford is more than likely going to vacate.
Yeah.
It's safe to say Terrence Crawford threw his hat in there for Zufundora, and he wants to be at 154, and he's no longer going to be a welterweight. So should Boots Ennis go to 54 with all those killers, or stay at 47 and wait for Ryan, Haney, T.O., and invite them up to 47?
I think he should do the latter. I don't think he should go straight in with guys like Terrence Crawford, guys like Errol Spence. I'm not saying he can't beat him. I've always said that Errol Spence and Jerron Boots Ennis is a way better matchup, probably more competitive. But if there's someone that can give Terrence Crawford a fight right now, we all know that it's Boots Ennis. It's just a matter of, is it worth the squeeze? Is the juice worth the squeeze for Terrence Crawford? I don't think so right now. Boots just isn't a big enough name at the time. We all know him, but if you go out on the street, people don't know who he is just yet. But his time will come, and I think, you know, fighting a star like Ryan Garcia, a guy like Devin, it could be good. It could be.
There's no super chat, nothing
a big
like that.
fight.
We're reading your comments right now. Let's see what we got going. Let's start from the top. Let's start from the very top. When is the fight? The fight is tomorrow, sir. Dana to Boxing, take that. Where is Shawn? Shawn is working. He was just there a second ago. He's working the zone. So you're getting Andy, you're getting Matt.
Y'all stuck with us for now.
You're stuck with us for now.
Until you head to the
Ariel
barbershop.
is a dork. Ariel Hilwani, I mean, you know what, man? He's made it in this media game. I don't have a horse in the race. Shout out to him. I ain't got no hate in my blood. Shawn is working for the zone right now. He sure is. Antt, where you at? Come on, remove this something. I don't even know what that means, so I'm not going to say it. There's a lot of nonsense on here. He's on the zone YouTube. That is true. No Antt. These guys stink. Damn. Well, you know what? You can't please everybody. You know what? Some people don't like pizza.
Hey,
it's all good.
I get it.
It's what it is. You're not used to unfamiliar faces. At the end of the day, I got thick skin. Matt, you got thick skin,
We got
right?
thick skin. I got my
It's
own
all
channel.
good. We're going to read the comments anyway. We'll continue. we'll let you have your day in the sun. We'll give you a shout out for free. All right? So let me see. Except Blue Jacket, that's my guy. They like Shawn Porter.
Yeah, of course.
They're used to Shawn Porter. That's
Yeah.
a familiar face. It makes sense.
Yeah, of course.
Let me see. What else we got here? Guess let's talk boxing. When you die, they talking about all kinds of crazy stuff in here.
Hey,
Eddie Hearn in
Andy,
the back.
we got Sinisa Estrada coming on the pod real quick. So,
Yeah. I do. I see Sinisa with Shawn Porter right there.
Yeah. Maybe I'll go get her real quick, and then we.
It looks like she's with Shawn. I'm not really, or she's going to be on the zone in a second.
Shawn just.
Oh,
texted
Shawn
me
just. Okay, all right. Yeah. Let's definitely
right
get Sinisa on. Like a Showtime Sean P right there.
What's up, Shawn?
I'm back.
Yeah. Oh wait, you done for a bit?
Huh?
Are you done
Shout
for a
outs to
bit?
Jay
Okay.
Sharp. 2 young men. Keep up the good work. We appreciate you, champ. We appreciate
Here,
it. We're
get Shawn
doing
in
our
frame. They're
absolute
saying,
best.
They're saying get Shawn's Uber drivers off the screen.
Yeah. You know, we're your Uber drivers. We're all of that. You know, we're just the PorterWay podcast
got
to
him, we
tomato
got
cans. You
I
know.
know y'all holding it down.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I'll just hold it. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna get Sinisa over here. She's gonna go.
That'd be
holler at
great,
us for a
yeah.
minute. And I know she feel comfortable with y'all, so I came over here for that. So.
Female fighter?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, Sinisa has been on. I love the way she moved.
I'll say this real quick about the podcast because it's funny to hear somebody go on and say get the Uber drivers off. My podcast is the PorterWay. It's an extension of who I am. You know what I mean? Like, I don't mind y'all doing this show. I don't mind y'all doing it the way y'all want to do it. And keep it all at 100. I said Andy might do a better job than I do. Like, that's how I respect you, big dog, and that's how much I appreciate you. So when it comes to the podcast, like, number one, y'all already know me. Y'all know when I can't do something, I'm always going to make sure that it's going to get done. You know what I mean? So I'm excited for y'all to be able to do this today and hold it down for me.
Taking it, man. We reading all the comments.
Yeah.
The good, the bad, and the ugly. You know, we reading all the comments. The things that you least.
Like, I'm terrible at that.
It is what it is, man.
Send a super chat.
Yeah. Send some super chats. Jay Sharp was holding it down. He said, shout out to those 2 young men. Somebody ain't like my
Jay Sharp, where you
ponytail.
at?
They said this is Brandon Lee's little brother. They even said the white Shawn Porter. I said it's the Puerto Rican Shawn Porter first off, so we're going to do it like that. But, you know, we just.
You the lightest Puerto Rican in the world, though?
No. You know, there's a spectrum of Puerto Ricans. Us Puerto Ricans, we come in all colors. It's from the as dark, you know, there's a lot of diaspora. We can get into the history of that, but we ain't got to go crazy deep into it.
Yeah.
Just know that the PorterWay podcast is being held down. DDA is holding the camera. I'm somewhere in there. Shawn Porter is on stage with us, moving back and forth, working the zone and the PorterWay podcast simultaneously. Matt, chime in, brother.
Yeah, I mean, we got Sinisa Estrada. I feel like she's one of the biggest names in women's boxing and boxing period. I just feel like, you know, she's coming off a big win. We're waiting for her to, you know, make her next move. I'm excited. I'm excited for the future of women's boxing. Have you guys been following the Caitlin Clark at all? Okay, Caitlin Clark is the female. She's buzzing right now. She's known as the best female, you know, athlete in the world right now. I think boxing needs their superstar from women's boxing, and I think, you know, what she does is she hits big threes. So in the sport of boxing, how does that translate?
Oh, the basketball player. Yeah, I got you.
How does that translate into the female sport of boxing where, you know, we don't see as many knockouts? That's what they need. They need that version of Tank. They need a knockout artist to put boxing on the map. And I would say, as much as I like Clarissa Shields, when we have the best female fighter in the world going off and doing MMA, people are saying, oh man, we can't take female boxing seriously. So I do think that we need a big female star, Shawn, to really be putting people to sleep. I think that'll really do the trick.
And then, you know, the thing with I don't know. I think the thing with Clarissa is she just outmatches everybody.
Yeah, it's
even with Savannah Marshall was a good competitive fight, but I thought it was more one-sided than anything, you know. So
she's overpowered in her own universe. There's nobody. It's literally she's on another stratosphere.
It's timing,
in
man.
women's boxing.
If she was around when Layla Ali was around, that would be a mega fight.
She's dominant in the way the Klitschko's were dominant in the era that they happen to exist in.
The timing, you know? I talked about that all day today. You know what I mean? That's kind of one of the things I'm known for saying in boxing is the component that you never look at is timing. You know what I mean? Right off the top of my head, I think Clarissa Shields clearly missed the timing of being in an era where it was competitive, and she's not obviously now in a time where women's boxing they're getting compensated much better. You know what I mean? And they have more voice than ever. You know, but along with that, there's no one that can compete with her. Boots Ennis. He missed the clock. You know what I mean? The Shawn Porter.
He missed the clock already?
He's here. He's here.
I'm saying the Shawn Porter is gone. Keith Thurman is gone. Danny Garcia is gone.
Danny Garcia is gone? He's going to fight at 154.
He ain't fought in 2 years.
That's true.
You know what I mean? You would literally say he waited
I'm holding it down for a fellow light-skinned Puerto Rican.
The primes is what I'm saying, though. Like, Boots missed all of us being in our primes, and there's now no one that can compete with him. He's on another stratosphere, too. You know what I mean? It is what it is, you know?
We were just talking about that. Should Boots stay at 47, collect all the belts, wait for the 140-pounders to move up, or go chase Crawford, Spence, 54?
I would chase him.
You would do it? Okay.
I would chase him, and I think he got enough discipline to chase him to 54, or excuse me, 54, and come back down to 47. I do think that he's got the discipline to do that. I can also see them doing that with him over there in Matchroom. They're going to mix and mingle. And if you were him, that's what I would do. Bust them all up and say, hey, nobody can touch me.
Giving you a little insight behind the scenes. Maybe you haven't been on the socials. Senicia is here, great fighter herself, but she's also supporting Ryan. Ryan's been going back and forth with Alicia and Baumgartner. And on Twitter, he's been being a little bit of a matchmaker himself, trying to match up Senicia with Alicia. If that fight were to happen, that's a great style fight right there. They both like to style fight.
I was a little, when I saw Senicia's last fight, I was like, wow, those are punches a little wider than I knew. She's a little more unorthodox than I knew. I think Alicia keeps her hands at home. She's a little bit more by the book. And I think being by the book in that one is the one that will win.
And how do you feel about her being now in Bill Haney's camp? And it has having been in camp with Devin, steel sharp and steel, obviously. You've shared camps with, so many people. How much does that build you up, when you're in camp with somebody like Devin Haney and you're seeing their work ethic?
100% building process, you know what I mean? There's things that you didn't know were missing from your game until you're standing across from somebody or you're watching somebody work and you're like, wow, I never did that before. You know what I mean? So that's the purpose of camp. When you're young, you get into championship camps because you get to see how the champions do it. That's what I did when I was with Manny. And then we just started upping our game, camp after camp. But it was based on what we experienced, you know what I mean? So the thing she's definitely going to receive is experience. She seems studious. She seems like she's dedicated to what she does, her craft. She's bound to improve.
Who is the best fighter, would you say? You mentioned Manny, obviously. You guys talk about how you had legendary history when it comes to sparring. Who is the best fighter that you feel like you've ever been in the ring with, even if it's outside of a professional, televised, pay-per-view fight?
I've been in the ring with everybody, man. Shout out to, oh shit, now I'm losing the name. It's the tip of my tongue. Kelly Pavlik. Shout out to Kelly Pavlik. The first time I sparred with Kelly, I think I was 15. 14
That's
or
the
15.
one, right? That's the one, right?
Oh, hell yeah.
That's the one, okay.
Wow. I'll tell a story on the next show.
Yeah.
I got a Kelly Pavlik story for you guys. Look up the Ghost, man. He was a bad boy. And went toe-to-toe with some great fighters, but got in the ring with him. He was the first, true
big name
champion that I've been in the ring with. Obviously had the opportunity to be in the ring with Manny. Opportunity with Shane Mosley. A plethora of guys that I think other guys that you guys may not know, but for me, I was like, wow, to be in the ring with these guys was always amazing. I think I gotta go.
Go ahead, do you think? SP, we're holding it down. We're weighing on Ryan, we're weighing on
y'all
Haney.
ain't plugging the barbershop episode.
We plugged the barbershop episode.
Tell them
every 5 minutes.
All right,
tell them real quick. They want to hear
plug it every 5.
Yes, we're getting reprimanded by the boss, man. Come to the barbershop, 6 p.m. Meet the champion, the 2-time world champion himself, WBC, IBF, Showtime Shawn Porter. You could literally sit next to him in a barber chair.
You'll get the final thoughts. You'll get the final thoughts on tomorrow night.
This is my goal for the podcast. My goal goal is for people to be at the weigh-in with us in their hand. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I really want. I want to be so, like, people to feel like they got to see the PorterWay Podcast live, that they got to see the PorterWay Podcast before they watch a fight. You know what I mean? So I always like to say, if you're in the building right now, you already know we're at Classic Cut Barbershop in just a couple of hours, 6 p.m. Hopefully you in the arena right now watching this. But if you're at home, get on over to the Classic Cut Barbershop. If you're at home, you ain't in Brooklyn, don't trip. We'll see you 6 p.m.
Yes,
Classic Cut Barbershop. And this one going to be live, Brooklyn. You know how Brooklyn get down. I'll see y'all later. Peace.
Thanks, Shawn.
Appreciate you. And now we're back.
You heard it.
We got a little bit of Ryan. We're still waiting for Ryan and Haney. I believe, we still got some faces in the crowd. You said that Jerron Boots Ennis was here. I see Boots right there.
With
yes,
the glasses.
Boots is right there.
He's styling.
You could pan over him. He got the camo hoodie.
It's kind of far.
Jerron Boots Ennis, he's right there with the glasses and the camo hoodie.
He's trying to get close to the action.
Yes, he is.
Understandable.
Yes, he is. Do you think Boots is here scouting Devin Haney? Yes.
Nah, we might be reaching. We could be reaching, but hey, that's what we do. Hey, there's Derek James as well.
Yes, DJ is here.
Always,
you can never quite read Derek James' body language. He's like, he's referred to his own self as a practicing Buddhist.
Yes.
And he always seems to kind of have this Zen-like aura about him.
Yeah, that's very, I appreciate that personally. I just think, I'm a little bit skeptical on his and Ryan's relationship. It doesn't seem like, especially when it comes to the press conferences, usually we see the coach, the trainer, kind of have a decent way of, keeping his fighter composed, and it's just, I think maybe it's not even on him. It may just be, the fact that Ryan's going off the rails and he just doesn't care anymore. But
so let me ask you this, because even if Derek James is right over there, and he's just chilling right now, kind of, he's hanging out. What's going on? Why isn't Derek James with Ryan Garcia right now? Is that a call for concern? Or are we reaching?
That's to my point. I feel like Derek James and Ryan Garcia, they have a good relationship inside the gym, but when it comes to outside, I don't see that chemistry that I saw with him and Eddie Reynoso. You see, there was a bit more love behind it, and I think that's important no matter what people say. Business is business, but at the end of the day, when a trainer and a fighter have a good connection, a solid connection, I feel like that's what makes a fighter, very dangerous and very successful in the sport.
Is there anybody, if not Derek James, then who? Because when I heard that Ryan Garcia got with Derek James, I was like, finally, we're going to see a disciplined Ryan Garcia who's in camp with Errol Spence. And at the time, it was Errol Spence, Anthony Joshua, Frank Martin, etc. So you imagine, just like we were talking with Shawn, steel sharpening steel.
Yeah.
And we saw a little shadow boxing with Ryan and Frank Martin, and, they're doing their own thing. Mm-hmm. How has Derek James done, in your opinion, in maintaining Ryan Garcia's antics to boxing ratio? How is that going?
I mean, yesterday at the press conference, I will say I saw Derek James kind of touching his arm, telling him to chill out a little bit.
Taking it too far with the insults, right?
Yeah, I understand that. That's good, but it shouldn't even be coming out, at that time. This should be a talk maybe that he has beforehand. Hey, Ryan, I understand promoting the fight, but maybe for this one, just take it down a notch. Don't say anything that's going to get you in trouble. But we know that Ryan is trying to promote the heck out of this fight, so you take the good with the bad, but I'm just a little skeptical. We're going to go back to the weigh-ins, DDA? Okay.
Back to the weigh-ins we go, and we will be back in time and reading your comments in the meantime. Appreciate everyone in the chat.
Tank Davis. But Tank is a security for Devin. Yeah. Looks fun. He looks like me. He looks like me like that, but a little bigger. And,
Yeah. Maybe it seems like he's going to do some DAZN work real quick.
You know what's funny? Yesterday we were all together here at the same time yesterday. Not today.
And we welcome everybody back to Barclays Center here in Brooklyn, New York. We've got 2 more fights we will put up on the scale for you. Again, this will be our opener tomorrow night live on DAZN at 8 p.m. on the East Coast, 5 on the West Coast, brought to you by Oscar De La Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen, 10 rounds in this DAZN opener scheduled in the super welterweight division. First to step up on the stage, from Des Plaines, Illinois, Nathaniel Gillimore. And his opponent from Cleveland, Ohio, a 2016 U.S. Olympian, he is Bad News, Charles Conwell. Nathaniel Gallimore, 22-7-1, 17 knockouts for the super welterweight from Des Plaines, Illinois. He will be first on the scale for us. Nate the Great from Illinois. Wild Casino, America's most trusted casino, most trusted online casino, ready to take all your action. Get wild at Wild Casino. And OnlyFans, proud sponsor where creators earn. Here's Nate the Great Gallimore, first on the scale. Gallimore, 153 official, 153. And his super welterweight counterpart, bad news. Here is Charles Conwell. Conwell from Cleveland, Ohio, undefeated with an equal weight, 153. Both fighters, 153 pounds. Charles Conwell goes by bad news, 18-0, 13 knockouts for the Cleveland native. Proud representative of the U.S. Olympic boxing team in 2016. That undefeated record on the line tomorrow night against the upset-minded Illinois native Nate the Great Gallimore. They will face off one final time before squaring off tomorrow night here at Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. Thank you, gentlemen. We will see you tomorrow evening. In just a moment, we will send it on over to Ariel Helwani for a couple of words with our fighters.
Thank you very much, Joe. Nathaniel, I know it's been a bit of a rough patch as of late. What are the lessons that you learned from the recent fights that you've had that you're looking to implement in this fight tomorrow night?
First of all, I don't got too much to say. I just want to say just tune in Saturday night. I got something special for you.
Looking forward to it. Good luck to you, my friend. Let's say hello now to Charles Conwell, who's making his promotional debut for Golden Boy. I know it's been a frustrating period for you. You've been gone for almost 2 years, Charles. First, can I ask, why did you ultimately sign with Golden Boy?
Oh man, it was just a great opportunity with me, man. I got two legends that promote me, push me. They understand how it is to be a boxer, so I think it was just, perfect.
And I hear Bernard and Oscar saying you're going to make that statement. I presume that you agree with that assessment of what's to come tomorrow night.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. I know y'all seen these abs, man. This is hard work, man.
I can ask those abs some questions too. Maybe grate some cheese off those.
Yeah, so the hard work was put in. I've always been working the whole time, and I just can't wait to put on a show for y'all tomorrow.
Looking forward to it. Good luck.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Ariel, and we look forward to that fight tomorrow night. Conwell and Nate the Great Gallimore, your DAZN TV opener worldwide tomorrow evening here at Barclays Center. And now, folks, the interim world championship is on the line. WBA super flyweights will take center ring. First up, from Cartago, Costa Rica, David Jimenez. His opponent from Los Angeles, California, here's undefeated John Scrappy Ramirez. WBA Super Flyweight Interim World Championship tomorrow night. The second fight on the DAZN main card. Catch the action on pay-per-view after you catch all the Golden Boy preliminary action on the Golden Boy YouTube channel. Here's David Jimenez. 114.8, 114.8, David Jimenez. 15-1, 11 knockouts. He is in line for that world title tomorrow night. He's got to get through the undefeated John Scrappy Ramirez of L.A., California. Scrappy comes in officially 114.2. Both fighters on weight and ready. Winner take all tomorrow night. The WBA interim super flyweight title on the line in the second DAZN world title opener. Costa Rica contra los Estados Unidos mañana, tomorrow night, the world title, super flyweight, interim WBA strap on the line. David Jimenez of Costa Rica, and of course, LA's own Scrappy Ramirez, the undefeated John Ramirez of California. Catch it tomorrow night on DAZN, ladies and gentlemen, WBA Super Flyweights. The title up for grabs. Thank you to both of these gentlemen who are on weight and ready to go.
Oscar.
That belt sanctioned tomorrow night by the WBA, Julio Time supervisor in attendance, Ariel Helwani with the undefeated Scrappy Ramirez.
Scrappy, intense stuff up there. What were you saying to David?
He said, oh, you speak Spanish. Claro que sí hablo español, papi. Dice que todo huele a la mierda. Tú también huele a mierda, coño. Hey, tomorrow's 420. We gonna roll him up and spark him up. You feel me? Yeah.
I feel you. Look, a lot of people were a little surprised that you agreed to a fight against such a game and tough opponent when you have that title shot coming up, potentially in Japan. Why did you say yes to him?
Because he got the resume, man. He got a lot of experience. Tú tienes experiencia, eso es lo que yo quiero, papi. Yo no le tengo miedo a nadie. Ah!
What did you just say? What did you say?
He understands.
All right, well, intense stuff.
Like, he's hot. He's bad. Está pelón, papi. Mañana, pelón, pelonete. Mañana a las 7. Te quebro el machete.
All right, great stuff, Scrappy. Good luck to you. Joe?
Well, I think we're both excited. Actually, I think we're all excited for that WBA Super Flyweight Interim World Championship. It's tomorrow, the second fight on the DAZN pay-per-view card. We will be back in just a few moments as we'll send it back over to TV. Ariel Helwani, take it away. You've got an interview.
Okay, I'm here with David, and you'll be interpreting, yes? Okay, David, what were you saying to Scrappy?
No, yo le digo que mañana lo que van a volar son pedazos de nalga. Nunca ha tenido un boxeador del calibre como el que va a tener mañana enfrente. Lo que ha tenido son puros bultos, esos cinturones son de mentira.
I just told him tomorrow he's going to see what I'm all about. He's going to cry because he said he never faced someone like me. Those belts right there, he bought them at Toys R Us. I'm going to make sure he knows that tomorrow.
Thank you very much. Good luck to you. Joe.
All right, Ariel. Thank you, gentlemen. Hey, tomorrow it's going down right here at Barclays Center. We hope you get some tickets and join us. If not, catch it on DAZN pay-per-view, Golden Boy Boxing. We're back in just a few moments to conclude our official ceremonial weigh-in here in Brooklyn.
All right, so you guys saw it. We got Scrappy. He looks ready to go. That was good.
That was intense. They was going back and forth. Homie ain't know Scrappy could speak Spanish. And then they started throwing darts at each other. They was having a little roast battle up there.
Yep.
Who you think got the better of that one right there?
I got to say Scrappy, man. He got the crowd fired up. Everyone's cheering behind him. They're excited to see him fight. Hey, he looks ready to go. He doesn't look happy. He looks like he's got something to prove. I'm even more excited myself to watch Scrappy tomorrow night.
I think it's dope to see these 115-pounders really getting the crowd going, you know, because that hasn't been, you know, the status quo for, like, boxing fans in general.
Yeah.
It's cool to see the lower weight classes get some love.
Yeah, I think Scrappy might be what the lower weight classes needed. He might be that entertaining guy that makes it come alive, especially in the U.S. We hear all about Inui and the lower weights. A lot of them are Latino. A lot of them are, you know, just across the pond. And I think now, you know, I'm excited to see that we got a exciting one here, in the U.S. So, but you heard him speaking Spanish though, so.
Yeah. We got Showtime, Sean P. Jumping right back. What you think about Scrappy, Showtime?
Now I gotta say this real quick, man. I just peeked at the YouTube, man. Y'all got the most viewers that we've had on the live show.
We don't stop talking. We're like
we're
throwing this and throwing this.
775 right now, like on our media blitz stuff that we do, man. So
we're
just
talking
want to
crazy.
say I'm proud of y'all. That's all. Just
we appreciate it.
I want to say I'm proud of y'all.
They said Sean got his kids up there doing a thing. So thanks, Dad. Thanks.
Right. That's so funny, man. Keep holding it down.
Yeah, we doing our thing. We doing our thing.
I found a dollar bill on the floor.
And Sean found a dollar.
I still get excited when I find money.
Me too.
It's always good. It's always good to find a dollar, man. We got Boots in the back, man. If I could just paint y'all a picture, the zone is right next to us. Sean is working. I got two mics for some reason. Let me get this mic, the DDA real quick. We got the zone right next to us. We're literally, I could see Boots Ennis with Eddie Hearn. Eddie is styling right now. He got on a white jacket. Boots got on some fly camo. And Sean and Boots, they gave each other the dap. It was all love. It was all respect. So, all that other stuff in the past. Right now, everything is good. Boots looks like, even with the hoodie on, he looks in shape.
Yep.
And that is a big welterweight, in my opinion. I'm looking at Boots right now. That is a big welterweight.
It's hard to believe. If he was being real about going to 140, that'd be crazy.
Yeah, no, I can't imagine Boots being able to cut down to 140.
I mean, he's cut up, bro. I don't know.
How much more cut can you get, too, So
that's true. It's a good point.
But Boots was working the crowd, too.
Yep.
And all the fans, it just lets you know he really is that guy at 147. And even though he hasn't gotten those big fights, with Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence, etc., the fans are aware. The fans know because he was over there signing boxing gloves, taking pictures, really just like enjoying the moment.
I think Boots is in a tough position because he's so popular within the boxing world, but he's not a big sell just yet. He's not on that superstar level where it's worth it for a guy like Terrence Crawford. We all know within the boxing world that's the fight to make if we're not talking about fans, but this is about money at the end of the day, guys. You guys wonder why aren't we getting Boots versus Terrence Crawford? Terrence Crawford is looking for those big money fights right now. Boots is still trying to prove himself and get a big name, but I don't think it's going to be Terrence Crawford, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, it's highly doubtful that we ever see Jerron Boots Ennis and Terrence Crawford share the ring unless it's for a ridiculous amount of money.
It's got to be a big
or
bag.
Boots moves up to, become some kind of mandatory. But there's so many money fights out there.
Yeah.
Obviously, Crawford has voiced that he wants Canelo, but he wanted the winner of Zu Fundora. Then they brought Errol Spence in the ring. So 154 is on fire. Danny Garcia said he's moving up. Originally, Keith Thurman was slated to fight Tim Tszyu.
Yep.
So, there's a lot of names at 154.
Yeah, I mean, Terrence Crawford, it's basically, he's in a tough position too, because who do you go after? Canelo's occupied. That was the fight he was going for. That was the big cash cow. He wanted the cash cow of boxing to make a bag. Now that he's fighting Munguia, I'm not sure how realistic that is for Terrence Crawford now, but I don't know. I like that fight for Terrence Crawford. Let me know in the comments who you guys got, Terrence Crawford versus Canelo. Who you got? I got Bud.
When it comes to TC, I always got to go with Bud, man.
I learned my lesson. We learned our lesson in the Spence fight.
We definitely learned our lesson.
We were sorry. We apologize, Terrence Crawford.
I always knew that fight would be competitive, but I never expected a complete masterclass and for Terrence Crawford to blitz him the way he did.
No.
Once I saw Spence go down in round 2, that was one of the most jarring things to even see. My heart fell, that's but I'm excited to see the big fish back. He looked happy, he looked healthy. I saw Terrence Crawford made a tweet. He said Errol Spence looked like a linebacker.
Yep.
He got that healthy weight on him.
Yeah.
So I'm just glad to see that Spence is in a good space and that he's willing to fight a guy like Fundora. I don't know what fight gets made. Obviously, there's the business of boxing and there's PBC and whose stable has which fighter, etc.
Yeah.
But if we get Fundora versus Spence or Terrence Crawford versus Fundora, I don't mind either of those. And then those two can run it back at 54, right?
I honestly think Fundora's a tough fight for Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford's not too big, but the thing is Terrence is so talented. Height may not be as important as we think it will be. But, man, a tall task. Respect to Fundora. I still think he should have stopped that fight before, they got his belt taken. It could have been a no contest. It could have gone to the scorecards, but he's just too tough for his own good. It wasn't a good decision in my opinion. But hey, we got to live in the present now. Terrence Crawford potentially getting the winner of that rematch. If that rematch even goes down, we don't even know, right?
What do you think of the rumors that there's been a split between Derek James and Errol Spence?
I believe it.
Okay,
I believe
wow,
it very
okay.
much, and I think that that's a big reason why we're not seeing Derek James with that sense of urgency. Even though we never really see it, it seems like he's even more detached. It's like he said, I'm only coaching these guys that I got right now. I'm not taking anyone new, and then I'm gone. So what I'm taking from that is like, if he's not going to get paid, why invest all this energy in him and Spence? It's unfortunate, but that's just how it goes sometimes. So
I'm going to ask you, Matt, and I'm also going to go ahead and ask the chat. If it is true that we are seeing the split of Errol Spence and Derek James, who would be a good fit for Errol Spence moving forward? Drop it in the chat. And Matt, let me get your opinion on that.
For Errol Spence, you gotta really think about it. I got Kenny Porter probably.
Kenny Porter, KP. Ooh.
Hey, that's history though. That's history. There's history there. Errol Spence was coached by Kenny Porter at one time back in the day. Shawn always talks about how his dad was very high on him. So why not bring that back? Hey, I wouldn't be mad, but like I don't think that happens. But it'd be cool.
What does Errol Spence's style need? Like, if anything, he was a bit, at least for Terrence Crawford, a bit too robotic, a bit too stiff.
Yeah.
So maybe a coach that has some kind of fluidity to him that can really. Is there something at this point in his career, at his age, that can be added to his repertoire?
Styles make fights at the end of the day. I really do think in the sport of boxing, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Where do you really see, someone like Errol Spence at this point in his career, where have you seen a boxer at that point in their career really make a big change in their habits? I think Spence is just, that kind of fighter with the hand straight up. He's a southpaw. You just ran into a style that was terrible for you. And I was backing on the fact that, Errol would impose his will. He tried to do that, but Terrence is just a little bit too strong, a little bit too talented. Hey, there's no shame in losing to the pound-for-pound best fighter in the world right now.
You know what? I'll just put in my 2 cents. I do think Ronnie Shields be a good match.
That's a big name.
Back to the basics. And Freddie Roach. I think Freddie Roach can do a lot of things with your offense. If you're just going to go full offense and, maybe try that style where you were trying to blitz Crawford, Freddie Roach is the guy who's going to get your offense on point.
I agree. My only concern is, Freddie Roach, looking at him now, he has Parkinson's. I don't know how much longer he'll be in the game. I don't know about the longevity of that relationship.
Ooh.
But, hey, I like
Some of these comments are good. So we got Angel Mares said Robert Garcia. That's interesting.
For Spence,
hey, he fought Mikey, so he's been in that camp. He's gone against that camp before. Yeah. So Robert Garcia, and he's done some really good things with, Mikey Garcia, Anthony Joshua, Marcos Maidana. There's a lot of different style adaptations that he's really able and equipped to do.
Yeah, I like Robert Garcia as well. For me, nowadays, it's not even about, the credentials of a trainer anymore. A lot of it has to do with the actual chemistry. Whoever Errol Spence finds that bond with, I think that'll be great. But in terms of making adjustments, it's up to Errol Spence to listen to whoever his trainer is to make those adjustments in the fight.
I like this one right here, Calvin Ford. The only thing that worries me is that Frank Martin, Errol Spence's promoter, has an upcoming fight with Gervonta Davis. So how does that relationship work out? But in terms of pure
I didn't even think about that.
boxer-coach relationship, Calvin Ford is somebody that I think, Gervonta Davis has obviously done everything he's done in the sport, but Calvin Ford is a very underrated coach in my opinion.
Yeah,
and that would be a good fit for Errol Spence as well, if the rumors are true.
I feel like Calvin Ford really hasn't gotten his just due just because Tank is his main fighter. He's the superstar that we all associate him with. But, hey, I think he does. I'm with you. I think he'd be a good fit. But, yeah, just that. I didn't even think about Frank Martin in that. Oh,
yeah, man, it's
boxing
crazy.
messy.
Boxing is messy.
I don't
boxing
like
is
that,
messy. Because it's even, we're used to seeing Spence and Gervonta Davis
hang out. They're
hang
homies.
Out.
They're boys.
Yeah, they've been boys for a minute, and we're used to seeing them in that same circle.
Yeah.
And now, Spence said it in a tweet. He said, you know, the only fighter I'm riding with is Frank Martin, you know?
Hey.
So he's made a clear line in the sand. That's my guy. And obviously, that's his fighter, you know?
Yeah, but I think, like, if
and I just want to give a shout-out real quick. Jay Sharp said Breadman.
Okay. Caleb Plant.
Russell Up Kick said Eddie Reynoso. Alfred Trejo said Coach Virgil. Sugar Hill was mentioned. And, yeah, we got some good coaches mentioned, man. Bomac is Floyd Senior.
Bomac would be crazy. Imagine Spence and Crawford in the same camp. I don't know about that one.
Ben Davidson.
Okay.
Ooh, he's done amazing things. Where Anthony Joshua's looking brand new.
Yeah, there's so many big names, trainers right now. I just said it. I stick by what I said. I mean, like, whoever Earl Spence is going to listen to. Because I feel like Derek James was fine. It's just Earl Spence wants it his way or the highway. No adjustments made in that Crawford fight. I think that was the main downfall, in addition to the fact that Terrence is just a terrible stylistic matchup for anybody, but Spence not being too familiar with the southpaw, I think played a big role in that outcome.
Looking forward to some fantasy fights, you know, and I want to make this very, very clear, very, very clear. Naoya Inoue, I have a bias. That's my favorite fighter on the planet Earth.
Really? I didn't even know that was your favorite fighter.
Yes, my number one favorite fighter. Pound for pound, Terrence Crawford is my number one.
Agreed.
But my favorite fighter, stylistically, is Naoya Inoue.
Okay.
Now,
I like that.
Everyone is talking about the fantasy fight, and Leonard Ellerby recently did an interview with us during a media blitz where he said, hey, just as a hypothetical, I want to preface it, as a hypothetical, Leonard Ellerby mentioned if Inoue was willing to move up, Inoue versus Gervonta Davis.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, that's 126, 130, 135. That's 3 weight classes away, you know? Yeah. But that is the fantasy fight of all fantasy fights.
It's true.
What do you think about that? Does that ever happen in our lifetime?
Hey, Inouye's a fellow Asian. You guys are going to expect that I'm going to go with Inoue, but I think realistically Tank's just too big right now. Tank's too talented. He's got too much experience with legit fighters. I think coming up 22, 26, 30, then 35, it's just too much. Tank would be too big. Hey, take my money, but I think Tank's too big. It's a big risk for Inoue. I think he has a lot of stock right now. I think he knows that's a dangerous fight.
And shout outs to Naoya Inoue. I really think that he's the kind of fighter where, just like Terrence Crawford, could move up several weight classes, which he already has done.
Yeah.
He's double undisputed. I mean, it's ridiculous the amount of accolades that he has. But looking at some of his possible opponents, I like him to move up, fight Brandon Figueroa.
Hey.
Because Brandon Figueroa had a great fight with Fulton.
Tough fight. Talk about a chin, Brandon Figueroa. I don't know if Inoue could put that guy away, but I still favor Inoue.
Okay.
Anyone at his weight class or lower, I don't really see a competitive fight right now.
Matt, who's your personal top 5 pound-for-pound fighters today?
I'll go from number 1. I got Terrence, number 1. Okay. I got Inoue, number 2.
Okay. Ooh.
I'll go
3, 4, 5, yeah. That's 1 and 2. Everybody has that 1 and 2.
I'll go Devin Haney, number 3. I'll go Usyk, number 4. Canelo, number 5. And that's generous. I usually don't have Canelo up there, but I feel like right now, you know, if he makes that Benavidez fight happen after, I don't know if he will, but he's still being active. I'll give him that.
I'm from the older school mentality, really with like the true definition of pound for pound.
It's subjective.
When they made the term for Sugar Ray Robinson, and it was about, hypothetically, if this fighter were the same size as this other fighter. So my list is more based upon if these guys were the same fighter. And then I don't like to count heavyweights. Because they already are.
I'm with you.
I'm with you. You know, so Naoya Inoue, Terrence Crawford. Ooh, and then at 3, 4, and 5, it gets really difficult. But I got to go Jaron Ennis at number 3 for me. Then I got to go.
Okay.
Then, it gets really, I want to put Tank Davis right there because Tank has skills. But there's Tank, there's Shakur, there's Haney.
Let me be fair, though. We did our list differently. I did it based off credentials and resume.
And
he did it
I'm
against
doing skills. I'm doing skills.
I agree with that list. I'm not mad at that list at all. But, you know,
so Naoya, Terrence Crawford, Naoya Inoue. You know what? I'm going to go with Jaron Ennis.
You said Tank.
Gervonta Davis, and you know what? If this guy was any size, he'd give anybody a problem. David Benavidez.
Okay.
That'd be
I'll take that.
even though easily, I could insert anyone, Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney.
Yeah.
I mean, there are so many. Boxing is thriving right now. This is the absolute greatest sport on the planet by far. I don't care what anybody says. If you're a true student of boxing and you love boxing right now, there are you ask everybody in this crowd who their favorite fighter, you're going to get 100 different favorite fighters. And that's how many A-level fighters there are in boxing right now.
That's the beautiful thing about boxing. Look at there's a big crowd here, guys. They compacted them into a small room, but it's filled to the brim. Like, there's no room in the Barclays Center for these fans anymore. These fans showed out. They're excited about tomorrow night. Just goes to show, like what Andy was saying, there's no sport like this. It doesn't matter your training camp. You might have had the best training camp of your life. All that matters is tomorrow night, Saturday night. And there's a lot of pressure no matter what you guys say. I give all the credit in the world to guys like Shawn, any boxer in the fight game right now. Hey, this ain't easy. This is a lifestyle.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Just being here, like, you can't really get the full experience via the live stream because, you know, we got a great producer who's like tuning out certain sounds, but we got music blasting in our ears.
We're lit right now.
Fighters
we lit right now, guys.
Walking right by us, and we're still having to be here in the moment, be present, and still contribute to the chat and be a part of, you know, this very special occasion where we get to host the PorterWay Podcast.
This is amazing.
As a reminder, tune in 6 p.m. barbershop episode. Matt, where's it at?
Let me pull it up for you real quick.
We're gonna have this address memorized at some point.
Hey, I don't even know my own address off the top of my head, so you got to give me a sec. But we got 1135 St. John's Place, Brooklyn, New York. Pull up. It's called Classic Cuts Barbershop, 6 p.m. Chop it up with Shawn Porter. If you guys are sick of us, that's fine, but you'll get real happy once Shawn Porter pulls up. You know, go meet him if you're in the area. If not, tune in. It's gonna be a fun time, guys. We're gonna talk about tomorrow night. Get Shawn's final thoughts because I know that's the man you guys all want to hear from. So 6 o'clock, you guys aren't gonna want to miss it. Come through.
And I'm bugging. I'm really bugging. Just to go back to that pound for pound conversation.
It never ends.
Teofimo Lopez, man. I forgot Tio. When Tio is at his best, he looks unbeatable.
Yeah,
he looks unbeatable.
I just think like the past few fights have been tough stylistic matchups for him.
Yeah.
And I feel like Top Rank, they kind of have a feeling this could potentially all fall apart, so they don't really care how he looks. They just want him as long as they can have him. And you can see, I think Tio would look real good against a guy like Keyshawn, but you think Top Rank's going to put one of their prized, you know, blue chip prospects against a guy like Tio? I don't think so, but I think that would make Tio look better than he's looked in his last outing.
Keyshawn Davis, I mean, whoo, that's a guy right there with a lot of skills who still, is he a prospect still or is he a contender to you?
I think he's a little past it.
He's
a little
like
past the prospect.
Between prospect and contender at this point.
Where
right?
people are kind of like, all right, fight somebody now.
What do you think about Keyshawn Davis versus Floyd Schofield?
What was that? Oh, wrap it up? Okay. I got Keyshawn, personally.
Okay.
You answer.
Hey, man, honestly, that's just an amazing style matchup. That might look like Shawn Porter versus Terrence Crawford in their primes. Maybe it's a little bit too much high praise for these two young men. I think Keyshawn Davis is the next Terrence Crawford, and Floyd Schofield is the next Shawn Porter. Wrap it up.
All right, we're going to go back to the weigh-ins, guys. We'll catch you after. Peace.
And now, folks, we're ready to go with our next bout tomorrow night. Scheduled on the card, the third fight on the DAZN pay-per-view worldwide stream. Catch that action tomorrow on DAZN or here at Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. This bout, 10 rounds scheduled for the WBA Intercontinental Super Middleweight Championship. It's brought to you by Oscar De La Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions and this bout in association with World of Boxing. Let's bring up first the challenger. He is from Nantes, France, undefeated in his career, 22-0-1 with 12 knockouts. Here is Pierre Dibombe. And his opponent from Uzbekistan, fighting out of Indio, California, the reigning WBA Intercontinental Super Middleweight Champion, Bek the Bully Malakuziev. WBA Intercontinental Super Middleweight Championship. The unbeaten challenger from Nantes, France, 22-0-1 with 12 knockouts. He is first on the scale. Here is Pierre Dibombe. $166.6 for Dibombe. Dibombe is good. His opponent from Indio, California. Here is Bek the Bully Malakuziev. 13-1 with 10 knockouts for the heavy-handed super middleweight. Official weight 167.8 for the Bully.
Let's go. Bully in the house.
Everlast, a proud sponsor, the choice of champions and preeminent leader in boxing since 1910. Proud sponsor of tomorrow night's action-packed fight card here at Barclays Center in Brooklyn, along with OnlyFans, where creators earn, and Wild Casino, America's most trusted online casino wild card. Let's get wild. Pierre Dibombe of France, the challenger, takes on the reigning, defending WBA Intercontinental Super Middleweight Champion, Bek the Bully Malakuziev. Super Middleweights, 10 rounds of action. And it's all here at Barclays Center and live on DAZN pay-per-view.
All right, I'm here with the pride of France, Pierre Dibombe. Pierre, what do you say to people who say, yes, you've had a great run so far, a great career, but you have not fought anyone as tough as Bektemir just yet?
Yeah, I know that, but I will show you how my talent. I will show you my talent on this night. I know he's a good fighter, and I'm a good fighter too, and you will see that in the ring.
Okay, merci beaucoup. Félicitations pour l'opportunité and good luck tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm very grateful for this opportunity. I'm waiting for this opportunity all my life, so I'm ready to win and take his belt.
I was just trying to impress everyone with my French there, but thank you for speaking to me in English. It's worth a shot. Good luck to you, Pierre. Let's talk to Bek the Bully here, the pride of Uzbekistan. Bektemir, it's nice to see you. Big fight for you, another big opportunity to prove that you are a legit talent in this division. Pierre has never fought anyone quite like you. What do you think of him, and what is the key to defeating him tomorrow night?
Xursandman bunday katta shouda tushayotganimdan. Yana bir bor o'zimni nima deydi, ko'rsatishga harakat qilaman. Sopernik to'ji nima deydi, yaxshi sopernik. Shunga qarab tayyorgarlik ko'rdik. Hamma sparinglarda, podgotovkalarda xohlasa nima deydi, chiroyli g'alaba qilishga harakat qilamiz. 100%.
It's going to be a great fight. Everyone is going to see a great fight. I have a good opponent in front of me. We both come to fight. It's been a great training camp. I'm ready, and it's going to be an exciting fight.
Thank you. Salam alaikum.
Hey.
You want to say one more thing?
Hey guys, Saturday bully time. Let's go. Listo.
Yeah, I like it. Bully time, Joe. Back to you.
The Spanish is coming in for Bek the Bully. International showdown tomorrow night, super middleweights for that WBA Intercontinental Championship. All right, let's move on. We have another title on the line tomorrow night, a WBO Intercontinental Super Lightweight Championship featuring Sean McComb and his opponent Arnold Barboza Jr. Shawn McComb first up on the stage from Belfast, 18-1 in his 19 professional fights, 5 knockouts to his credit. And of course, he will take on the reigning, defending, undefeated WBO Intercontinental Super Lightweight Champion from Los Angeles, California, Arnold Barboza Jr. And here's a challenger, ladies and gentlemen, from Belfast, Ireland, Shawn McComb. The 19-fight veteran with 18 wins and 5 knockouts to his credit. He will step on the scale. $139.4 for the challenger, 139.4. And now his opponent, undefeated, 29-0, 11 knockouts, Arnold Barboza Jr.
Statement. Let's make that statement. Statement time.
And the champ is also 139.4. Both fighters ready to go at 139.4 as they tip the scales under the limit for this WBO Intercontinental Super Lightweight Championship. "48 fights between the pair, just 1 defeat. That on the side of McComb, the Belfast, Ireland native, as he jumps the pond to come over here to New York tomorrow night, looking to take home some extra hardware. Of course, he will have to upend the undefeated champion from California as he looks to defend his title tomorrow evening in this WBO Super Lightweight Showdown. This is your co-main event tomorrow night, ladies and gentlemen. WBO Super Lightweight, Shawn McComb from Belfast, Ireland. Undefeated California native, Arnold Barboza Jr. Both fighters 139.4, ready for action. One final stare down before the square off in the ring tomorrow night here at Barclays Center, Brooklyn, New York.
He's good. We're here with the pride of Northern Ireland, Shawn McComb. I know many moons ago you fought here in the United States. You're back on a massive card, a massive platform for you. What has this experience been like so far?
I've enjoyed it. I'm here to put on a show. It's strictly business. I haven't been sidetracked by all the cameras and all the big personalities. I'm here to do me.
And speaking of which, what do you have to do to beat him?
Stick to the game plan, which we've worked on for numerous weeks now, and everything will go in my favor.
Looking forward to it. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
All right, now we'll have a word with Arnold Barboza Jr., undefeated sensation. Arnold, it's good to see you. Good luck tomorrow. Looking forward to this fight very much. You know, I know at the presser you were saying if someone falls through, you'll be ready to go. And I know in the past you have said you want the big fights, you want the big opportunities, and perhaps in the past you haven't gotten those. A big performance tomorrow, do you think that leads you to big fights and big opportunities in the near future?
Yeah, you know, this is a big opportunity in itself. You know, the card, the magnitude of it, I'm grateful to be here. And of course, you know, making a statement tomorrow leads to bigger things.
With all the drama with Ryan earlier today, did you send a text to Oscar and say you're ready to go in the main event if need be?
He knows I'm ready. You know, he knows I'm ready, but, you know, Shawn McComb is who it is right now, but, you know, we're still ready, so let's go.
Looking forward to it. Good luck to you, my friend.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Ade, back to you.
So we got Arnold just weighed in. We got your co-main event. It looks very good. He looks ready to go. Obviously, he was set as a replacement, but I think Ryan's going to show up. We're waiting for them. It seems like they're stalling a little bit. I don't know what's going on right now.
I wonder if Ryan's actually been trying, and I saw somebody in the comments shared his sentiment just about how the ceremonial weigh-in just doesn't really like hit the same. He said verbatim, spiritual TR, it's so trash that they announced Ryan missed weight when it's a live weigh-in. Make the sport beyond garbage. I don't know if it does all that, but it's just, you know, it does take away a little bit of it when I'm used to watching a boxing weigh-in and seeing these guys shredded and then immediately run, go drink a Pedialyte, and that be the status quo. The crowd is booing somebody right now. I don't know who it is.
No, they're buzzing.
Oscar De La Hoya right there. Okay.
Yeah, they're
okay.
buzzing.
Yeah.
We got a little glimpse of Oscar.
Yeah, a little glimpse of Oscar. You know, you got
little mixed crowd.
It's a mixed crowd. It's all good. It's all good. Oscar's used to it. He's a champ.
Yep.
But Barbosa, man, he looked ready. Then we had the public nuisance. Looked ready too.
Sean McComb.
Yeah.
Hey.
So a bit of a height difference there. It should make for an interesting style matchup.
Yeah, Sean looked. I haven't seen a previous fight of his, but I don't know. I think Arnold looked a little better. If we're just judging off physique-wise, he looked a little more shredded. But hey, you know, who's the heavyweight champ? We got Tyson Fury, but like, it's heavyweight. So back to that pound-for-pound conversation.
That is a big 140-pounder though, 6 foot.
No, I'm saying, bro. I'm surprised he made that weight, but you could see it in the body a little bit. It's genetic. Some people can just make 140 like that and be 6 foot tall, but it's not very common in this sport.
But we're currently waiting for Haney and Garcia, and the crowd is itching, man. And these are really some true diehard boxing fans. These aren't just people here trying to get a signed glove or anything like that. They've been waiting here for hours. Literally, we've been standing here for actual hours. Yep. My knees are locking up, and the crowd is there. These are Haney, Garcia fans. They will be in attendance and filling up this whole arena.
We got to remember, this is Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney's last chance to really promote the fight. You got to imagine maybe there are some antics that we're not aware of. The timing does seem off. It seems like they're dragging it a little bit. Maybe Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney, one of them has something special in store for us, or maybe both of them do. But it's taken a while for them to come out here. I'm curious if a fighter, you know, maybe isn't coming. I hope that's not the case, but you never know. It's
I got to imagine there's some serious negotiations going on behind the scenes, still maybe dealing with what the penalty might be for missing the weight.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And I wonder how they're going to announce that in a ceremonial weigh-in. Like, is Ryan going to get on the scale and all of a sudden 140 pounds, even though we know the actual truth of what really took place?
That's what I'm thinking too. Like, they can't just come out here and say that he made 140. Even if he is 140 right now, I don't know when the official weigh-in was, so we're playing it by the books. I'm just going to assume Ryan Garcia is going to come in heavier, but if he makes 140, I'll give him some respect. But at this point, you know, tomorrow night's the fight, belt on the line or not. I honestly, to be honest with you guys, I don't think Ryan Garcia cares if he has a belt or not. He's going to make millions of dollars, but he has to pull off a win.
Shout out to Chip Skylark, said, feels like I've been waiting for this for 2 days now.
Real talk, though.
Jay Sharp said, not open to the public. It is open to the public, so we do got half of the
not even half
of the Barclays Center, maybe like a quarter of the.
It's packed right now.
Yeah, exactly.
It's packed.
That's open to the fans, and then they have it partitioned with the fans and then the media.
Yeah.
So the media is on one side and the public's on the other side, and they're keeping them entertained because they're like hungry hyenas right now.
Yeah.
They want to see Ryan, they want to see Devin, and they're getting antsy. I think they've given away every signed glove, and Shawn Porter's made his round, Jaron Ennis has made his round.
Where are these guys?
Like,
That's what
Oscar
everybody
De La
wants to
Hoya's
know,
walked
man.
by, the fans are getting antsy.
Yep,
the media is getting antsy. I see media guys just like walking around looking like what's going on, you know?
Yeah, because you got to think about these media guys. They're trying to get a viral clip for their channels, but where's Ryan and Devin? We haven't heard anything yet. So Hopefully they're pulling up. They haven't even made the announcement that, okay, we'll be bringing the main event to the stage soon. They haven't even said that, so we could be here for another minute. Where are Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney? We don't know either. So we're waiting on
no clue. But as soon as we do, we will bring it live in real time via the PorterWay Podcast. And do not forget to set your alerts on YouTube. And we're going to be going live at the barbershop at 6 p.m. Where's it at, Matt?
Classic Cuts Barbershop, 6 p.m., 1135 St. John's Place, Brooklyn, New York. Don't miss it. Shawn will be there. Someone on the chat said, who are these slaps? Where's Ryan and Devin Haney? I don't know where they are. So you're stuck with us until they find out.
You're stuck with us.
We are wondering the same exact thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, pull up at 6 p.m. Shawn will be there. If you guys want to see Shawn, a real champ, talk about this stuff, you know, I understand, I get it, but he'll be there at 6 o'clock, so come through.
All I know, man, is just like, if I had that opportunity and I was, you know, somebody, if I was in anywhere, tri-state area, if I was within 5 hours distance, and I wanted to meet my favorite fighter and be able to really have talk my favorite sport with him, I'm showing up to that barbershop, man.
Hey, that's how I started. You know, I said, I want to meet Shawn. He at the time, he was still active. And I got the chance to meet him, and, you know, he was a good guy. I mean, he trolls you. You know, just a heads up, if you meet Shawn, he's going to troll you. Don't think you're going to get a genuine interaction right away. He's going to mess with you a little bit, but you'll find out he's just like any other cool dude you've ever met in your life, you know. You guys often, you know, make misconceptions about who a boxer is. They got to be mean and a weird mentality. Shawn's one of the nicest guys you'll meet. So pull through. If you guys don't, you know, have a chance to meet Shawn, and you guys don't take advantage of it, that's a champ right there.
Let's talk some more fantasy stuff, man. We left off with Floyd Schofield versus Keyshawn Davis.
Yeah.
That whole little crop of Floyd Schofield, Abdullah Mason, Keyshawn Davis. I mean, it's just like these guys are the future of that lightweight division.
Yeah, it's just so hard because like they're both talented fighters. Every prospect is compared. You know, Floyd is compared to Shawn, and then Keyshawn's, you know, made out to be the next Terrence Crawford. But at the end of the day, you know, they're different fighters no matter what. They're going to have different instincts. They think differently. So I don't know what would happen in that fight. I think we're not going to see that. There's too much potential money in the farther future to make that fight now. So but fantasy fight-wise, I'd probably take Keyshawn right now.
We gave our pound-for-pound list earlier, right?
Yeah.
And set your alerts. Yeah, right. Okay, there we go. I hope so. But let's talk about top 5 prospects. Who are Matt's top 5 prospects? Matt with 2 T's. We're missing out on Antt with 2 T's, and we know you miss Antt, you miss Shawn, but you got Matt, you got Andy, and we're holding it down. So, Matt, give me your top 5 prospects.
I'll be honest, I don't even have a top 5. I got a top 2.
Okay.
2 guys that I really have my eyes on are Carmel. He's got to be number 1, and I still like Jalil Hackett. I think he's another talent. He's still a prospect, right? Like I don't think he's had a breakthrough fight yet, but he's one of those guys. You know, he says his favorite fighter is Errol Spence. He kind of fights like him, so it makes sense. But those are 2 fighters that I'm excited to see, you know, in big fights in the future because I think they're going to be really good. I think Carmel's just, you know, still young. He's what, 2-3-0 now.
Another guy from the smaller weights.
Yeah.
A guy who has that potential. Ooh, Bruce Carrington.
Shushu's a big one. Shout out Shushu, bro.
Yes.
But what were you going to say?
No, Carmel is another guy that really the lower weight classes haven't had that guy that translates to the American audience, right?
Yeah.
And that's what Shawn was saying about Naoya Inoue, etc.
Yeah.
You know, we got guys like Scrappy Ramirez now. We got just exciting fighters like Carmel who are in these smaller divisions who can really bring who have the potential to be pay-per-view stars.
Oh yeah, shout out Bam Rodriguez too. He's a champ though. He's not a prospect. I was just thinking about the lower weights, but shout out to him, bro. One of my favorites in the sport right now. But he's one of those fighters that I'm still excited to watch, even though it's the lower weights and they get a bad rap sometimes. But yeah.
You know, my prospects, I love Floyd Schofield.
Okay,
I immediately, as soon as I saw him come on the scene, I was like, that's Shawn Porter.
Yeah.
That's Shawn Porter.
Yeah.
You know, immediately.
He does have a similar style in the ring. He looks similar, yeah. The physique too.
Yeah, just like the whole build, the style. And, you know, they were recently on the PorterWay Podcast, and they straight up said, like, we studied you, you know? So Floyd Schofield, Keyshawn Davis is looking amazing. What he just did with
Pedraza?
Yeah, what he just did with Pedraza, I mean, even though Pedraza hadn't been at that weight for a while, that's still a name.
That's a big name.
And it still raises your stock, you know?
Yeah.
So Abdullah Mason is
another one.
Abdullah Mason's a sure thing.
Tiger Johnson's another one.
Tiger Johnson.
Yeah.
Yes.
We got a lot of top-ranked guys that I'm excited for. It's just the opposition I'd like to see a little bit, just a little tougher, but they're
Who
prospects.
are some of the chat's favorite prospects if we missed any?
Yeah, throw other questions in there too. We'll be answering them right away.
Yeah, Abdullah Mason, he's what I call like a sure thing. I love to do a little bit of sports betting myself. So there are certain guys who I know, especially at the prospect level of their career, they're guaranteed getting that knockout.
Yeah.
Like, you can do the round betting and you're going to get some money off of them. And Abdullah Mason, I know I could bet between rounds 4 to 8 or 4 to 10 that something's going down. So
even Tiger Johnson too.
Yeah.
He gets guys out of there too. Carmel, the most recent performance, no, but he's still one of those guys like anybody you put in there, like I'm scared for them, bro. I feel bad for them. But you know, these prospects are looking good.
Speaking of Bruce Carrington, he's currently at 126.
You gotta go Anui?
Is this the super fight?
What, Anui?
Down the line. Naoya Inoue versus an established Bruce Carrington at 130 or 126 at some point.
I think we're biased.
That's more realistic, right?
Yeah. I think we're biased from the standpoint of we know Shushu a little bit.
Absolutely,
and, you know, I think on a more general scale, he needs a little bit more popularity to make it worth Inui's while. But in terms of a fight just straight up on paper in the sport of boxing, that's a
I mean, he's getting knockout after knockout, though, and beautiful, vicious ones at that.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's being built up, as all prospects are, but you still have to perform. A lot of prospects are stinking it up.
Yeah.
And Shushu is not one of those. Bruce Carrington is putting in work, and his name is becoming more and more known.
Shout out Shushu, man. He's one of those guys, like you can tell he's going to be special in the future if he stays on the right track. We're going to see him in main events real soon.
Jay Sharp mentioned Matias, but I can't say Matias because he's a champion.
Oh, Subriel Matias?
Subriel Matias, I mean, that's somebody that, I mean.
He's known already, though.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
He's a champion at 140.
He's already, he's not green.
I mean, who do we want to see him in there against?
Isak Cruz.
Ooh, that's an interesting matchup.
Yeah.
Mexico versus Puerto Rico, rivalry. You got something going there.
Because a lot of people are confused that Isak Cruz is an easy fighter to beat. I've said, like, I don't think he can hang with like guys like Devin or guys like Shakur, but it takes skill to beat him, like Shakur said. And Rolly, someone that we thought it was going to be an even fight, the second round we saw him, was it even the second round? It was the first round he got buzzed. Like, it's just, that's a bad boy.
You know,
that's
Sean tweeted out that his wife said that he should work with Isak Cruz.
Whose wife?
Sean's wife.
Oh.
That Shawn Porter should get with Isak Cruz's team.
I'll be at the gym for that one.
Just to get that footwork going, because they have like a sort of similar Dempsey Rowe kind of thing going. Peekaboo, yep.
Man, Isak Cruz, he can crack though. I do think like those real good boxers though at 140, at 35, coming up to 40, they should be able to pick them apart. But the elite boxers, like you throw Rolly in there, that's a terrible matchup for him.
We got Oscar De La Hoya, we got our legend right there walking by, and he's getting a lot of love. And reading his face, looks like he's not too happy about something.
He seems stressed out.
He seems stressed.
He probably got told, hey, Ryan's not going to show up for another like 10, 20 minutes. Keep it rolling. And he's like tripping because like he's got to find a way to prolong this thing. And you know, there are fans waiting here for both of these superstars. We just want to see Ryan and Devin so we can make our final predictions, you know?
Got some pretty good comments.
Yeah.
We got from Alfredo Trejo, Beterbiev versus Bivol. Who you got? I'm going with my guy, Dimitri Bivol. Dimitri Bivol all day.
I don't know.
Boxing clinic.
I don't know. Ask me tomorrow, I'll say Beterbiev. Ask me today, I'll say Bivol. Like
same way. But
I
you know what? I truly believe Dimitri Bivol, and I could be completely wrong, and this can get clipped.
Yeah.
But I think Dimitri Bivol, I think he is a true master boxer when it comes to distance and using your feet.
He's got a
and
bouncy
sticking out
style.
that jab and really not getting hit or ever even phased against big punchers.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see him forcing maybe a dull fight, but pulling out a masterclass victory nonetheless.
Yeah, I got to say about Beterbiev, it's like every time I watch his fights, I'm like, in the early rounds, I'm like, this guy's not that impressive. I think Bivol would beat him easy. But then it changes so quickly in like the matter of one round or two, and he makes a guy quit. So You know, you ask me today, I'll say Bivol. Ask me tomorrow, I'll say Beterbiev.
And the thing is, with Arthur Beterbiev, and I got to quote my guy Chris Algieri on this, he said that his hand is like a gnarled root.
This is Bivol or Beterbiev?
Beterbiev.
Oh, okay.
He said his hand is like a gnarled root, and I thought that was the perfect way to describe, like, have you seen his workouts?
Yeah,
He's taking the 45-pound Olympic bar, and
he's like twisting it back and forth.
Do that with a regular stick, and that's going to get your forearms going crazy.
That triple G effect.
That Soviet-style boxing, like the things that they're doing, and like even the style that they employ, I think they overall the fight can go either one of two ways: either a demolition by Beterbiev, or maybe a dull masterclass by Bivol.
I just don't know what to expect.
Yeah,
honestly,
that's a real hard one to predict.
Beterbiev's what, 40 already? He's old already. He's not in his prime anymore. Crowd's going crazy. They're still excited, waiting for Devin and Ryan. But Beterbiev and Bivol's a pick'em. I don't know. Let me know in the comments who you guys got. Do you guys have a good case for either?
Yes, absolutely. So Jay Sharp said he got Beterbiev.
Okay. I'm not mad at it.
Someone shouted out Xander Zaya. We see your comments a little bit previous.
So just shoot them.
It's our conversation. You're talking to us like 5 minutes prior.
Yeah. Or behind, maybe. Yeah. But shoot your questions. We'll try to answer as much as we can.
God said, do you guys have a YouTube? So Matt, go ahead.
I do have a YouTube. It's called Nabs Fight Media, NABZZ, and then it's Fight Media. I got like 2.5K right now. We're running the numbers up, getting better every day, but patient.
I too have a YouTube and Instagram. You can find me everywhere. We could talk boxing, we could talk music, we could talk martial arts. Got a lot of varied interests, but it is Kid Hyphen. That's KIDHYPHEN. And I'm happy to engage with everybody in the comments, showing love, showing hate. Hey man, we're just happy to have you here on board with us and keep you guys entertained.
Andy, you post a lot of content.
Yes.
I can't imagine. Everybody's got haters. What do you do when you read a hate comment?
Nothing. I mean, at the end of the day, it's like I said earlier. There are people out there who don't like pizza.
Yeah.
I'm pizza.
I love pizza.
At the end of the day, like, you can't change somebody's opinion about that. You know, you really have to, if you want to be in front of the camera, behind the camera, in anything in life, any facet of life, and not to get on a soapbox or anything like that.
Yeah.
But you have to be willing to fail and fail forward.
Yeah.
You know? So, and obviously, I'm not the first person to say that. You know? We're standing on stage, we're in front of this camera, and it's an opportunity. I'm not going to miss out on that. Why?
Yeah. The thing is, like, I have my channel too. We talk boxing a lot. I get a lot of comments like, "What are you talking about? You're a baby." And I'm like, "Bro, I'm around this." And I feel like you can't please everybody. Even guys like Shawn, I see like people critiquing him. I'm like, that's a world champ right there.
And not only that
you can't
too,
please
you know,
everybody.
like, everything is that mental discipline.
Yeah.
In all facets, and I take it back to boxing because besides doing this, I was living in the boxing gym for a large part of my life. Boxing, training, working at the boxing gym. You know, like, boxing has been a part of my life for such a long time.
If you could have one boxer's mentality, like that mental strength, who you picking and why?
I mean,
mental strength.
That mental strength, it's got to be either Floyd Mayweather or Terrence Crawford.
That's what I was thinking.
Because we're talking about thick skin, right?
Yep.
We're talking about guys who dealt with the booze.
Yeah.
You know? And, you know, like, I've seen what you cheer for. So your boos mean nothing to me.
Yeah.
You know? That's really...
That's facts.
That's the mentality. I've seen what you cheer for, so your boos mean nothing to me.
Yeah.
You know? And Floyd Mayweather was really one of those people who, he wanted that. He wanted the crowd to boo him, and that gave him more energy. Same thing with all-time greats like Michael Jordan, etc. So, you know, you can't really... Yeah, Kobe. You know...
That Mamba mentality, baby.
You can't allow those kind of things to enter your mental space. Obviously, the guys on the biggest stage, they know that better than anyone else. When they're in that ring and they're completely zoned in, like, they have to be that way. Because if you're not that way and you're letting something from the outside, any interference happen, you got to remain in control. And, you know, that's something I've learned even just being around guys like Shawn Porter and champions. You know?
It's true. I mean, me personally, I got to go with Floyd because imagine, like, everybody, I want to see this guy lose. This might be the guy to beat him. Okay, it's not a guy like Manny Pacquiao. Okay, try this. Throw him in an MMA fight. Like, Floyd has passed the test, and those were bad examples, but Floyd's passed the test time and time again. There's just nobody like him. When everybody's against you, that's when we really want to see you show out. And Floyd has done it time and time again. So I go with Floyd.
Yeah, definitely. When there's mental talent, and then I mean, I hate being the guy that goes way back into boxing history.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, yo, man, Muhammad Ali, man.
Okay,
like,
yeah, of course.
Like,
that's true.
Proving people wrong. Like, come on, you really got to put it into context. You know, that fight against Foreman, everyone is counting him out. Everybody, you know, and he thrives off that, you know. There are a lot of people, you know, in boxing, champions even, who they'll talk about other champions with that great revere, like how they studied their mental discipline. You know, somebody that gets, who's noteworthy to mention as well, Andre Ward. He got knocked down by Kovalev, got up.
Yeah.
Big smile. Yeah, I'm ready for this. I was born for this moment.
baby. He's one of those guys. What about, let's talk some more big fights that should be happening that aren't happening. What do you think? You think Canelo's ducking Benavidez? Because I got reason to believe. I'm not trying to be a hater. I like Canelo. I just think that's the fight I really want to see. If it's not him, like, I don't know what else. Terrence Crawford? Like,
Here's the thing,
big
right?
fights I'm talking.
I don't really want to see that fight. I don't really.
Benavidez and Canelo.
The only reason I would want to see it is because Canelo has the belts. So there's a log jam right there at the 168 division.
Yeah.
If Canelo didn't have the belts, would you really want to see that fight? Do you imagine that fight being competitive?
I don't even care about the belts. It's more so like I hear the fans. I'm for what? Hey, the fans don't think you could beat him. Go in there, take that fight,
True.
make it look easy.
In terms of, hey, you exist in the weight class, you have to fight the other guy.
Yeah, that's
who's
what I'm
right
saying.
there.
That's what I'm saying.
You have to fight David Benavidez.
Yeah.
Absolutely agree. But do I personally think that Canelo can be competitive? Can it go 12? Yes. Because obviously, now I don't like to go into triangle theories. They both have a common opponent in Plant. You know, one got stopped, one went the full distance.
Yeah.
So
wait. Rip, before you keep going, do you have Canelo stopping David?
No.
Or you have it the other way around?
No. I definitely don't have either getting stopped.
Oh, okay.
I just think that we've seen Canelo have problems with much taller fighters who have fast hands, you know, and who can keep you at range, and who got chins. If you have a chin, you can go the distance with Canelo.
Yeah.
You know, so even though David got put down once in his career, since then he's shown nothing but insane durability.
Yeah, people compare the Caleb Plant fight. Yeah, Canelo stopped Caleb, but look at Caleb after the Benavidez fight. There was a difference. You saw the beating and punishment that Caleb Plant took, as opposed to, Plant got stopped by Canelo, but you know, he was dazed, but you look at his face, nothing crazy.
I guess it's like,
so you can't really compare.
I guess you gotta
That's
pick
what
your
I'm saying.
poison.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm not. You can't compare. I don't like when people do that. It's like when they compared Spence Porter and then made an assumption about, you know, what Crawford. It's just you can't do it. It doesn't work.
Yeah. You know, speaking of which, I actually think that Terrence Crawford versus Canelo is a more competitive fight than Canelo versus Dave Benavidez, which are two guys who already exist in the same weight class. And it's just because the styles make fights.
And I think Canelo makes more money with Terrence than he does with David.
Okay.
How is that a hot take, though? People don't know, I think people in boxing get a false impression of how poppin' David Benavidez is. Everyone's like, yeah, that guy David, his name's David Benavidez. They don't even know his full name, the Mexican monster. But I think we're going to get to the weigh-ins now, guys.
Yes.
We're going to hop off and let you
Looks
guys
like
see
Bernard
the
Hopkins
main
is
event.
there, and we hope you had a great time talking some boxing with us.
Yes, sir.
But when I hear myself, that means we're live, we're hot. Huh? The audio is coming back. Audio is coming back, everybody.
Check,
Audio is coming back. Check. Check. Audio is coming back, everybody in the comments. The audio is coming back. If you guys were muting the audio because they have music that we don't have license to, so we have to mute it. So just hold off for a moment until the actual weigh-in start.
Finally over. The main event is in the house tonight, and we are pleased to welcome you to Barclays Center here in Brooklyn, New York. Oscar De La Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions brings you tomorrow night's main event, the WBC Super Lightweight World Championship. It is presented by Oscar De La Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions, HANEY Promotions, King Rye Promotions, and Matchroom Boxing. And on the stage with me right now, if you would be so gracious, please welcome Hall of Famer Bernard Hopkins. To my right, the Golden Boy, Oscar De La Hoya. And 13-time world champion, another Olympic gold medalist, Clarissa Shields. This fight tomorrow night brought to you by Wild Casino, America's most trusted online casino. Get wild. OnlyFans, where creators earn. And Everlast, the choice of champions, the preeminent leader in boxing since 1910. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet tomorrow night's world title challenger and champion. First up, from Victorville, California, 24-1. 20 knockouts to his credit, the former WBC interim lightweight world champion. Please welcome King Rye, Ryan Garcia! And his opponent, well, Ryan wants to weigh in right now. $143.2 official weight for Ryan Garcia. And his opponent tomorrow night, standing undefeated in 31 professional fights, 15 knockouts, the former unified lightweight world champion, the current reigning, defending, undefeated WBC super lightweight champion of the world, the Dream, Devin Haney! Ladies and gentlemen, the defending world champion, undefeated, Devin Haney. Official weight, 140 pounds, 140 on the nose for the champ. Once again, official weight for Ryan Garcia, 143.2. He is not qualified to win the world title tomorrow night. 3.2 pounds over the limit. Devin Haney is on the nose, 140, and qualifies to retain his world title championship. The two will finally square off for the final time tomorrow night. It goes down here at Barclays Center. The fight is happening in the ring tomorrow evening here at Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. Cooler heads will prevail right now as we get our final stare down, and these two champions will meet in the ring tomorrow evening. The two fighters before you have met before in the amateur divisions. They are 3 wins each. Never as a professional. Tomorrow night it goes down at Barclays Center, Brooklyn, New York, USA. It's live on DAZN pay-per-view tomorrow night.
Well, that's it. You have it.
Chaos. Wait. We got to interview. We got to start.
All right, I'm here with Ryan Garcia. Ryan, intense stuff up there. What were you guys saying to each other?
I just said, meet me in the fucking center of the ring like you. I gave you your money. You better give me my fucking money. You want that center of the ring? Let's fucking do it.
Okay, let me ask you, Ryan, what happened this morning?
Hey, enough of that funny business. We got to fight tomorrow, man. Fuck.
Ryan, why did you miss weight? What happened this morning? Can you tell the people this has been a big story today?
And I did my best, you know, to make this weight. I put myself through hell. Yeah. Suck my dick. At the end of the day, I'm the best fighter here. I ain't ever gonna be played, and I'm gonna knock him out, and everybody's gonna be cheering. Watch.
How much did you have to give him?
I had to give him 1.5 million, but that's light work for me. Come on now.
And what were you drinking up there?
I was drinking a nice ass beer. That shit was fire.
What do you say to all the people who didn't think you would make it to this point, who doubted whether or not you'd be able to make this fight?
God did. Let's go.
Thank you very much.
Wait. Stream, highly blessed, highly favored. Let's get it.
Thank you, Ryan. Good luck to you. Now let me have a word with the champion, the WBC super lightweight champion, the great Devin Haney, the undefeated Devin Haney. Devin, that was some intense stuff up there with your father. What were you saying to Ryan, and what was he saying to you?
Alhamdulillah, this is all a dream come true. I dreamed of these moments, and the moment is finally here. Now it's time for me to shine.
Okay, obviously yesterday you had that bet, so it seemed as though you had some doubts as to whether or not he would make weight. What is your reaction to him missing by over 3 pounds?
He's very unprofessional. I'm a true professional, and I told him yesterday his antics will betray him, and this is just a start. Tomorrow, the world will see that I'm levels above this average fighter.
And at any point, did you consider not taking the fight, considering he missed weight by over 3?
Of course not. It don't matter what weight he came in. I'm a true champion, and I will show it.
All right. Well, good luck to you. Do you have a final prediction, considering everything that has happened? How do you see this going down tomorrow?
I'll end this pussy. Get him out of boxing. It's over.
All right. Thank you, Devin. Good luck to you and the rest of the team. Eddie, if we can have a quick word. I know you've talked a lot today, but one final word. Based on what just happened up there, you were pretty close. What was your POV?
The wildness continues. Get ready for a wild night tomorrow at the Barclays Center live on DAZN. This is going to be an interesting fight. Both guys are pumped. The teams are pumped. I've never seen a build-up like this before. Expect the unexpected tomorrow night. Expect drama, and expect a masterclass from Devin Haney.
Looking forward to it. Good luck to you and the team. There he is, Eddie Hearn of Matchroom, and we'll finish things off with Oscar De La Hoya, the face of Golden Boy Promotions. Oscar, pretty hectic stuff. Are you okay? You seem a little fired up.
All good. Hey, Ryan's ready, baby. Ryan is ready. It's going to be a fight. Let's go, New York.
Your reaction to him missing weight?
It's all good. We're all good. We have a fight tomorrow, and that's what people want to see, a fight.
It's right over there. Anything you want to say to Ryan?
Go take care of business, baby. Tomorrow, it's our night. It's your night, baby. Tomorrow, let's go.
It's our night. Man, this is
Make a statement.
This is for all the children in the world. Praise Jesus Christ.
Make a statement.
All right. Thank you, guys. Back to you.
And we're here back live. Man, Matt, that was intense.
Oh my goodness.
I can't stop cracking up at Oscar, man. He's like, yeah, we gotta fight. We gotta fight. Yeah, there's a, you know, he just, he kind of sells you beyond the fact that Ryan did indeed miss weight by 3 pounds. People booed. There was a mini brawl. Bill Haney and somebody. I couldn't really get a super good angle on that, but they were pushing, shoving. It was definitely nasty work up there. And
I mean, can we talk about the fact that Ryan Garcia brought a beer on stage? I don't think we've ever seen that in the sport of boxing during a weigh-in.
He brought a beer on stage and chugged
like it was
on
nothing.
the scale.
Like it was nothing. He had a 6-pack, chugged the beer like it was nothing. But hey, you know, the antics now, that was their last shot to, you know, promote the fight and sell it. I think they did a hell of a job. I got chills over here just watching that. Ryan Garcia looks ready to go. He's intense, man. He looks very irritable. I'm still picking Devin, don't get me wrong, but Ryan looks like he's about to do something dangerous. Ryan's trying to get disqualified today. That's what it looks like.
I don't know, man. It was definitely,
oh my goodness.
For a weigh-in, it was exciting. Ryan's drinking the beer. He's on the scale. It's going to be all over social media. Go to the PorterWay Podcast social media. If you see the Ryan weigh-in, I'm the one who filmed it. Shout out to your boy.
Ryan's still in the back right here.
Ryan's performing his song.
He's doing media.
Blessed, highly favored. I guess he wants everybody to stream that. Yep. But no, we got to show some love to the champ, Devin Haney. We got to applaud the discipline.
Made weight.
True discipline.
Made weight.
Made weight. He's a true champion, like he said. He said he's going to beat this average fighter.
Yeah.
You know? And I got to applaud that. The antics, the dancing, the song, that's all cool.
He knows what
he's
doing.
I got to also...
The professionalism.
The professionalism and the discipline of Devin Haney, staying true to the sport, and, you know, just being a true champion, making weight as he should, and, you know, it is what it is. Tomorrow's fight night. Everything else is done. The weigh-in's out of the way.
Man, I'm excited for it now. That got me even more pumped. I feel like seeing Ryan Garcia like that, he looks angry. He was shadow boxing, very aggressive. He's ready to go, guys. Tomorrow night, we get a treat. You don't see stuff like boxing all the time. You guys have been asking for the big fights to happen, the mega fights, the blockbusters. You asked for it, they provided. And tomorrow night, the truth is going to be told. Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney.
Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney, and we are out, the PorterWay Podcast. But before we go, make sure you tune in. 6 p.m., we will be at the barbershop. Shawn Porter will be in attendance. Matt, where at?
All right, for the last time, make sure you guys listen in. We are plugging the barbershop. It is called Classic Cuts Barbershop, 6 p.m. You want the specific address? Remember, 1135 St. John's Place, Brooklyn, New York. Don't miss it. See Shawn, talk boxing. PorterWay, we're out.
Jay Sharp, much love. Appreciate you. Everybody, much love.
Gentlemen, from the Microsoft Theater here in downtown Los Angeles, brought to you by Shawn Porter Promotions.